versus Utah State. Damn it. God, my bracket already looks like crap. Okay. Bracket already looks like crap.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Morant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
It is Friday, March 21st. It is going to be a good day. We've got another Grind City Media College Hoops Mega Madness show coming up for you today. 16 games to get to from yesterday, 16 more games ahead today, including the Memphis Tigers, who will play their first round matchup against Colorado State. CJ Hurt, Bennett Doyle, and I are here until 9:30. We will be joined by Lang Whitaker, get to talk to him about his Jaren Jackson Jr. feature in Slam Magazine. Grizzlies game day tonight in Los Angeles against the Clippers, and then the Chris Vernon Show crew will take over at 9:30. Vernon, Roser, Devin, Garrett Paris is going to join them as well. How is everybody doing this morning? CJ and Bennett back in Memphis.
What's up, friends? How we doing? I'm feeling good. I thought yesterday was a lot of fun. Maybe not the mega madness that I was hoping for, but it was a good primer. It felt good. It felt good to be back.
A Memphis or a madness primer. I'm obviously not in Memphis. I'm in Washington State. Technically, I'm in Tacoma, which is like an hour from downtown Seattle, from Climate Pledge Arena, where the Memphis Tigers will play Colorado State later this afternoon. Before we get to that, if I'm getting on an airplane, I'm probably going to have a story to tell. And I have an all-timer from my travels yesterday, CJ and Bennett. It was like a peak just travel moment, but also a peak this is your brain on March Madness moment. So all week, I'm obviously telling people, flying to Seattle, I'm going through Dallas. I appreciate that connecting flight because there is no Memphis straight to Seattle flight. There is no nonstop. So going through Dallas, you're not like going backwards or anything, going through Atlanta. Feel good about it. Show ends yesterday. I head to the airport. Once I get there, I am locked in. I had my headphones on. I had some personal matters going on, so I'm taking calls all the way up until the first game starts. Then that Creighton-Louisville game tips off.
Were you, wait. Were you in a trench coat?
Was not in a trench coat this time around. I was in a big, I don't have it with me, fluffy Pacific Northwest style jacket that I rented for this trip. Maybe you'll see it outside Climate Pledge Arena later today. It's like a nice fleece situation because it's cold here and it's rainy. So no trench coat was to be seen, but I was able to watch the beginning of the Creighton-Louisville game. So I'm super distracted when we're boarding. And I almost missed boarding my flight because I was staring at the 12 gate instead of the 14 gate. And I was flying out of 14, but for whatever reason, my brain was distracted. And I was looking at 12 and they still weren't boarding. And then I realized everybody had gotten on the flight in front of 14. And I was like, oopsie, that's my flight. So I still have my headphones on. I'm just getting on my plane, ready to roll. And I get on the flight. There's a smattering of Tigers fans around me. So I'm like, cool, we'll all be connecting together. We'll all be going to Seattle. And the Wi-Fi didn't really work on the flight. So I was a little annoyed. So I listened to a podcast that I had downloaded and just tried to keep track of the game scores, knowing that it was only about an hour 30 flight. And so I would land pretty soon. And so I land in Dallas. And I'm looking for where the Delta Club is because I'm a bougie credit card holder and I'm looking at Dallas Delta Club locations and I wanted to go. But
I'm a bougie credit card holder too. Don't worry.
Thank you. I was going to go get my little free complimentary beer and watch the rest of the games during my 2-hour layover. And something's not adding up because I'm looking at Dallas Delta Club locations and the Delta Club in Dallas is in E, but E is not the Delta location that I'm currently in. I'm in Terminal A. And all of a sudden I realize I'm not in Dallas. I'm in Detroit.
What?
I'm in Detroit. Because I had my headphones on the whole time, I never heard anybody say anything. I didn't pay attention to the flight board because the Dallas code is DFW and the Detroit code is DTW. So the entire time I thought I was going through Dallas, I was actually going through Detroit, Michigan. And suddenly all of the Michigan fans around me, because there were Michigan jerseys everywhere, I was like, is Michigan in a Dallas regional? Are all these fans who watch this game? And suddenly it made sense. I was in Detroit.
What? So how did you even get to Seattle?
So you were supposed to fly to Detroit.
Flight.
You were supposed to fly to Detroit. You just didn't.
Yeah.
You thought you were going to Dallas.
Correct.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Because they wouldn't let you on. They wouldn't let you on the plane.
No. I was on the correct flight. The Tigers fans did go on the connecting flight from Detroit to Seattle. And then I also didn't realize Detroit to Seattle is 5 hours. It's a long haul of a flight. But if you're going to be in a 5-hour flight from Detroit to Seattle, may I recommend doing it on the first Thursday of March Madness because they had CBS, they had TBS, they had TNT. The only one I was lost on was True TV.
So on the plane, you were able to watch on the little TV in front of you?
It made everything go by so fast. It was so perfect. There were a good number of Memphis fans. It wasn't an insane amount of Memphis fans. I also was a little disappointed by how many people had their TVs on March Madness. I thought this was going to be a communal experience where we were all watching it together. Mm-hmm. And there weren't as many as I had hoped. There were a ton of Arkansas fans on that flight though.
Yeah.
And this game was during it. And at one point, I don't know if you remember, there was an offensive foul call on an Arkansas player early on. And this old Southern lady just screams that is absolute bull S, loudly on the plane. And I wanted more of that. We didn't get enough of that energy.
There's a market for that. During March Madness, having a March Madness flight where everybody's on the plane just turned up watching games together on the airplane as you fly. I don't know where the destination would need to be. I guess Vegas
Detroit.
would need Detroit.
Detroit, Michigan.
As you fly to Detroit, they got a casino up there. So yeah. Flights, round trip, round trip, nonstop flights to Detroit and back, and it's just nonstop March Madness action. That would be kind of fun. It would be. Everybody's yelling, screaming, cursing. Yeah, let's get it.
I was proud. I saw lots of kids, lots of the youth popping up on my timeline where it was kids in their classes still with their laptops up, and it's just like rows and rows of laptops. Everybody's computer is playing March Madness, so at least our recipes are safe with that. But I did think of you, CJ, with all those Michigan fans, and then I thought of all those Michigan fans last night where you almost lost to the Tritons. You almost lost to the Tritons.
What else is new with this Michigan team this year? They almost lose to everybody, and this is why I would not have paid Dusty May after 1 year. I understand they did it, wish them the best, need them to be good, way better than what they've been this year, which is crazy. As a team who's in the round of 32, a team that wins the Big Ten tournament, a team that up until the last 2 games had a chance to win the Big Ten, was leading the Big Ten in the regular season. But it's just like, all of these close games that Michigan has won, I've watched them. I think it's something like 12 games by 4 points or less or something like that. And I'm telling you guys, like 8 or 9 of those games didn't need to be by 4 points or less. That Michigan was up big on UC, wherever the hell they are, and they dominated them and in full control of that game. And then all of a sudden, they just let them back in it. They turned the ball over way too much. They didn't make free throws. They didn't make timely buckets or get timely stops when needed. And that's been Michigan basketball all season long. It can't be that damn complicated. You've got not 1, but 2 elite 7-footers on the court. Just throw them the damn ball against those munchkins and get the hell out the way. I don't understand what's going on here. Is Munchkin still allowed? Can I say Munchkin? I think I can say Munchkin.
I think you can say Munchkin.
So.
I can't say Munchkin.
That's inappropriate.
Or I guess no, we had Wicked. So yes, we're still with Munchkin.
We're saying Munchkin. Yeah, throw it to the big dudes.
We don't say the Snow White one, but we can say the Munchkins.
Because Munchkin's that's like a fantasy character, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Who's fantasizing about Munchkins?
No, I'm saying
dwarfs?
I don't think Munchkin is like
category?
was never really part of the lingo. I think that's just like a Wizard of Oz thing, right?
I don't.
Yeah.
I want to be careful.
Yeah.
I better stop. I'll just stop.
We need all the good karma in the world going to the Memphis Tigers. I will say, looking at the Michigan UC San Diego game last night, I was thinking to myself, well, if the Tritons pull this off, there's no way Colorado State can beat Memphis tomorrow, because then we would have had 2 12-5 upsets on the same day. And it feels like there's always the standard, one of these 12-5 has to pay off. And so you got it with McNeese beating Clemson, and we'll go further into that because that was probably our best upset of the day. But by the time we're into that Michigan game last night, I'm like, well, if both of them happened yesterday, then the odds of it being 3 straight 12/5 upsets to open this thing with all the 12-5 matchups, because the 4th is the Oregon Liberty game, which is also in Seattle later in the day. But I didn't think that had a lot of good odds. And I'm looking for all the positive odds for the Memphis Tigers as we go into this upcoming game against Colorado State. I have a fun fact. Who's the first one?
Somebody got one.
I got a fun fact. You want me to go?
Go.
Yeah.
Okay, this is local. This is a local fun fact. Y'all be able to get this, I think. We have 4 Tennessee schools in the men's NCAA tournament. We had one of them play yesterday. 3 of them play today. We also have 3 Tennessee schools in the women's NCAA tournament. So I'm going to need you, trivia time, to give me my 4 men's NCAA tournament Tennessee teams. Give me my 3 women's NCAA tournament Tennessee teams.
Vanderbilt's in both.
Yep.
Tennessee's in both.
Yep.
With the men, Memphis.
There's 3.
Lipscomb is the 4th one.
Boom. There you go. Number 14 seed Lipscomb plays the 3rd seed Iowa State at 12:30 in the South region today on TNT.
And I'm just going to be honest with you. So it's Tennessee and Vanderbilt. I'm just going to throw Middle Tennessee State out there because they're usually in.
This is for the women's bracket? Yeah. No, but that's not a bad guess. That's not a bad guess.
One of the 16 seeds is Tennessee Tech.
There you go.
There we go.
Boom. All right, there's your Tennessee love in the NCAA tournament this year. Lipscomb is in Green Hills, Nashville, by the way.
I know where Lipscomb is. I used to break into that gym all the time to hoop. They had
Really?
Yes, like legit. People break into various things for various reasons. I'm not taking anything. I just want to hoop. So when I was in high school, the state tournament would be played at David Lipscomb. They ended up, the university, they ended up building like a new gym, new facilities, and so it was really, really nice. But the gym we broke into was the old shitty one because you could break into that and nobody would come through and check it. You could just jiggle it. You had to know what you were doing. You grab the handle, you jiggle the handle, and if you pulled hard enough after the jiggle, you could get in there. And then once you're in there, nobody's gonna come through and kick you out. And if they do, it's security. And I'm in high school, I'm in pretty good shape. We could all outrun security. They wouldn't know what was going on. We used to play like midnight runs in David Lipscomb. It was good stuff.
That sounds
Shout
way
out to
more
the
fun than
Bison.
Our midnight
That's
runs at
right.
the local Mormon church, which had carpet gym floors at a period of time. But that door was always open and it had 2 bathrooms. So that's all that counted.
It's something about the Christian schools in places because
There
Lipscomb
is.
is Church of Christ and they'll let you know it. They don't dance. They don't do like prom dances, I don't believe.
They did have dances at ours at a period of time. Yeah.
With
You got
Jesus
invited
watching?
to the Mormon dance. Yeah, but you were like separate sides of the room. Bennett, you have your blue glasses on.
I got my blue sunglasses on. I got my throwback Memphis State hat. I've got my, it's a little faded. It's a little
1
faded.
cent.
This is a 1 cent hoodie. Yeah, the bootleggers. I mean, listen, the quality's not always going to be the best, but it's about the, it's about showing love to Coach Hardaway.
Is that your lucky hoodie? Do you have lucky Memphis gear?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure.
This is your lucky hoodie?
Yeah, I throw this one on. This one is the go-to for like the massive games. The Coach Hardaway 1 cent hoodie. Yeah.
How many lucky garments do you guys own?
So actually this get up. I have a like a windbreaker that is this is from back when Cal was coaching before they got to deal with Nike. Do y'all remember Allen Iverson like sponsored them for a season and they had like Iverson gear? It's an Iverson Memphis jacket. It's pretty cool. I like that one a lot too.
I don't have any lucky gear. Do you, CJ?
Just naked. That's how I know I'm going. That's how I know
Just
it's
get
Mine
naked.
is whatever I'm
Yeah.
wearing. Whatever I'm wearing during something. Like if it's working, that's lucky for the day, and if it's not, then I change at halftime. Or if I'm naked too, sometimes like it happens. You just
Like,
never know
listen,
what to do when you watch the game.
Ohio State, Michigan, or let me rephrase. Michigan versus Ohio State. I'll start off clothed and then slowly disrobe and just be down there in my drawers. One sock, getting after it.
Bennett, how are you feeling though? As the biggest, I mean, we're all fans, but you've been a fan the longest, and it's in your blood. And this is an opportunity for the Memphis Tigers today in a 12-5 matchup. Winner will play the winner of Maryland Grand Canyon. You got that 5 seed. You don't have to take on the burden of being an 8-9 seed where whoop-de-doo, you win the first game. Your reward is to play one of these 1 seeds. But this is the first step in trying to reach the mystical, magical land of the second weekend of the NCAA tournament, which has not yet happened in the Penny Hardaway era. The last time they won a first-round game was on the West Coast. And against a Mountain West team back in 2022 when they beat Boise State, and then they had to play Gonzaga in that second round. But I'm curious, the news that Tyrese Hunter is out is obviously a bummer for this Tigers group. Dante Harris presumably going to be out as well. Saw the videos of him kind of practicing separately yesterday at the shoot-around the Tigers had at Climate Pledge Arena. But just your overall vibes going into this game, Bennett.
Okay, I'm feeling pretty good today. Better than I felt yesterday, honestly, because the lines moved a little bit. It's essentially a pick 'em now, which I think is positive for Memphis. And I was doing some digging last night. Also, Obama picked the Tigers to advance, so that I was like, okay, more positive vibes.
I think Taylor Rooks did too.
Okay, good. So,
all right,
important.
There you go.
I feel like that's an important one.
Okay, so last night I was looking. Tyrese Hunter obviously played a ton of games this year for the Tigers. The only game he missed, other than that UAB game in the championship of the AAC tournament, he was out when they played Temple back on February 9th. They got a win at home 90-82 without Tyrese Hunter. Now, Dante Harris did get the start. He had 14 points, so he was pretty big in that game. He's probably not going to play today, like you said. So I was looking at like what went well for the Tigers in that win, and it's a lot of stuff that we've said needs to happen today for them to be successful. It was heavy PJ Haggerty, heavy Dane Danger. PJ had 20.7 assists. The 7 assists there is big, I think, for PJ because they're going to need him to be a facilitator today as well as, you know, their main scoring threat. So he had 20.7 assists. Dane Danger had 18 points, 8 rebounds. But it was the role guys that, like, really stepped up in this game. Colby Rogers, 3 of 7 from 3. He had 9 points. PJ Carter, 2 of 6 from 3 with 8 points off the bench. So you got those guys hitting open threes, which you're going to need. Musa, 10.6 rebounds off the bench. And Nick Jourdain added 11 points, 3 assists as well. So you got complementary players all stepping up in that game that Tyrese Hunter missed. And I think if you get more of that recipe today, they're going to win.
You got to slow down Clifford, the little green dog, because CSU's green. He's not a red dog. He's a green dog. That's the big thing. Like, we're going to be talking, I think regardless, there will be one of the most talked about players of the day will come out of the Memphis-Colorado State game, and you want it to be either PJ Haggerty or Dane Danger. And if it's Nick Clifford, then chances are the Rams have pulled off the upset of the 12-5 variation. So you want it to be PJ Haggerty's stage. You want it to be Dane Danger's stage. And I think both of them are very much poised. You throw in the fact that the Mountain West has looked terrible in the first 2 games that they have played this tournament. One, you get Utah State getting absolutely gobsmacked by UCLA last night. And the other being San Diego State losing by 20 plus to North Carolina, a team that everybody was using every last breath to talk about shouldn't even be in the tournament in the first place. And if you want to really go transitive conference properties with it, because that's what we do this time of year, the ACC has been bad. Like, the only ACC teams left now are UNC and Duke, who is the #1 seed and is the favorite to win it all. But you have to feel a little bit better. This notion that the Mountain West is a significantly better conference than the American, metrics-wise, it's going to speak in that favor. And historically now, as they've had 4+ teams into the NCAA tournament over the last handful of years, that's going to hold consciousness, but it doesn't make it real. It doesn't make it that this gap is so great between the American, the Mountain West Conference, these other smaller non-power conferences, to be frank. And they still have Colorado State today. They have New Mexico, who will also play later today. But you could not have asked for a worse beginning showing for the MWC. We have to take a quick break. When we come back, Lang Whitaker is going to join us. He had an awesome interview, an article with Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr., Slam cover star. It came out yesterday. We'll chat with Lang about his talk with Jaren, about the Grizzlies' upcoming game tonight against the Clippers, and then we'll get all back into the madness, all our favorite moments from day 1 and a look ahead to day 2. Still ahead on the College Hoops Mega Madness Show.
Bane, a pump fake, a 3, it's through for Desmond Bane. FBK. Fly by King. Wheels through the lane, now spins back. Ja hangs, puts it in! Oh, what a shot by Morant in the clutch! So hot. Oh, Jaren said no! Because he doesn't put on a play, comes up with a monster block.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Double your chances to win all month long in March with 2 big promotions. On Fridays, embrace the madness and win a share of $150,000 in cash and free play. On Saturdays, starting March 8th, go for the gold and win your share of up to $10,000 in cash and free play in the $80K Fool's Gold giveaway. Enjoy live entertainment all month long and play for your chance to win big in March only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Grammy, Academy, and Golden Globe Award-winning superstar Mary J. Blige, live in Memphis. The For My Fans Tour, live at FedEx Forum Saturday, April 19th, with special guests Neo and Mario. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The iconic Mary J. Blige for one night only.
Bain drives.
Oh yeah.
Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead.
Yeah!
Jaren with a knock-away.
Good defense.
Morant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go.
Welcome back. It is Friday. It is the Mega Hoops Madness show here on Grind City Media, and we have Lang Whitaker joining us now. Lang, how are you on this Friday?
I'm good. I'm ready for this tournament to be over with, though. Like, this is like I was thinking about it yesterday. Like, everybody loves the NCAA tournament. We need some haters.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be the one hater.
The tournament needs some haters.
Okay.
Like, I'm ready to stop watching this subpar basketball. Like, the NBA is clearly the best brand of basketball. So I'm ready to get over this and to get back to like some real basketball.
Scorching.
These guys are where you get confused when they throw a zone at you. Like, what do we do? So
does this have anything to do with the fact that your Georgia Bulldogs got absolutely obliterated by Gonzaga?
No,
I think
I picked
27-5. 27-5 at one point.
27-3 at one point. Yeah,
even better. So close to 28-3.
It was a football score. I picked Gonzaga to win that game. Georgia doesn't have guards. Like we're not good. Although I do think there's like one of these SEC teams is going to make a run. Like one of those 6 through 10 SEC teams. Because they played, Tennessee, Florida, Alabama, Auburn all season long. They played good teams.
It's not Missouri. It's not Missouri. Texas.
Yeah, I mean, who are we looking at? I think
what about Texas A&M?
I don't know. Me and CJ are liking Troy to cover, right? I saw you in the chat. I think that one's going to be tight. So we'll see on Kentucky.
Mississippi State.
Some people.
I like Baylor. I like Baylor straight up.
Ole Miss.
So here's we were talking about the Mountain West.
I like North Carolina.
I like you. I think UNC's favored, right, in that game?
Probably because everybody likes UNC.
We were talking about the Mountain West Conference and how disappointing their tournament has been. It's not like the SEC's tournament has been good. Are we doing the same thing with the SEC? Are we saying, okay, maybe the SEC was a bit overrated as of right now?
CJ's an SEC hater. Like we've known that for a long time.
We've talked about this pre-show. I'm not making any judgments.
Of course
Once you get in, you're in. Your conference affiliation in basketball doesn't matter. Like it's all about, are you as a team good enough to advance? But if we're doing the Mountain West Conference isn't good because they're struggling in the tournament, then don't you have to do the same thing to the SEC?
Yeah, I guess, but we can't do it both ways because I was like, how about Ole Miss? Everybody's like, North Carolina's favored. Well, Colorado State's favored, right? So let's count out Memphis.
Let's see where it is right now. It was 1.5 last time. Yeah, it's Colorado State minus 1.5.
Oh, 1.5.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's just anecdotal. Like when you're watching Clemson lose to McNeese State yesterday, you can't help but think, well, Clemson went 18-2 in ACC play. And a lot of college basketball big brains all season talked about how don't get got by the ACC, the mirage of the ACC. This isn't actually a very good conference this year. And then you see those kind of things start to play out where you have a Clemson losing to a McNeese. You have Louisville struggling straight out the gate against Creighton yesterday.
But I mean, a lot of gambling brains picked Drake to win, picked McNeese State to win like I did. I mean, like you know, like some of these guys, like you know the stories. Like Drake's covered every game for like 2 seasons. They've been awesome from a gambling perspective, to the point that Fish actually went and got a Drake shirt last year because we were making so much money
Can't
off
wear
Drake
that anymore.
covering everything. No, yeah, it got canceled. But like we all know, maybe State has a good coach. Like we knew the things about some of these teams going into it. And I think from a gambling perspective, like that's why a lot of us also were like heavy on Memphis for today, because I think we know a lot more than probably just people from the outside looking in look at it and they're like, oh, Hunter's hurt, they don't have enough, they're not going to be able to win. So I think the big part of this is that also like a lot of people don't watch college basketball at all, and you're picking based on the teams that were good when you were a kid, right? Like you're picking on, Syracuse, they're good because Carmelo Anthony played there 20 years ago. Like, you look at these, you're picking based on franchise names basically. And I think the reality of it is like, if you follow, I don't even follow that hardcore, but if you follow a little bit, it's kind of easy to find some inefficiencies in teams that you think are probably like I knew not to pick Georgia, even though that's my school. I knew like don't take them; they're not that good. So I think
It was
there's
a really
lot
bad
of
day
these
for
teams.
Georgia yesterday, Lang. Can you please tell your football team to stop doing dumb stuff in cars?
That was several days ago.
But then
I just saw it yesterday.
where it went through the
The
house.
news came out yesterday, but it
Oh,
happened.
I'm sorry.
He
He drove through the house a few days ago.
No, it was an apartment. It's not a
Thank
house.
you for the clarification.
Somebody
Place
on
of
Twitter
living.
said they're just going for style points now. I think.
No, that really
Well,
was that.
That's brutal. Let's talk about something fun.
Yikes.
Since you're the March Madness hater of the group, we won't burden you with the continuation of March Madness. You had an awesome feature come out yesterday. You wrote the Jaren Jackson Jr. Slam cover story. Jaren back on the cover of Slam was awesome to see. How did this all go about happening, and kind of like take us through the process?
It was his first solo cover, and so I think he was pretty excited about it. I talked to the guys at Slam for on and off because I worked there for a long time, and one of them we were talking, and a couple months ago I was like, "Hey, like Jaren's having an amazing season. Like, just keep an eye on the way he's playing." And then they called and they were like, "Hey, we want to put Jaren on the cover," and so they said, "Do you want to come do the story?" And so I went to the photo shoot. It was actually, it was like 3 weeks ago on a Sunday. The day after the photo shoot, Jaren sprained his ankle. 2 days after that, I went into the hospital, and the day after that, my son broke his ankle. So it was like the Slam curse of the week happened all at the same time. But yeah, we sat down with him, and like Jessica, from talking to Jaren, like a lot of times, especially after the games, when you try to interview Jaren, like he's kind of all over the place. And it's hard to like kind of get him to lock in and talk about something. And on that day, though, he was great. And he sat down and talked, and we talked about sort of his journey. And, I kind of brought up how there's so many kids of NBA players who some of them make it, some of them don't. And, why did he make it? And he was like, he goes, I was kind of raised and taught all this stuff. And then they were like, you got to swim. And they just kind of threw him out there. And he was like, and I'm swimming pretty good. And I asked him, I was like, do you think you deserve to be all NBA? And he said, yeah, I do. I think I played at that level for the whole season. So there was like a real confidence there from him. And it was kind of cool to see him. I wrote a little post on Instagram, but having been there on draft night when he got picked and watching him from then until now, it's pretty amazing to see the way how far he's come as a player, as a person, all that stuff. And for us to all have a front row seat for that for the last couple of years has been pretty cool to see him evolve into this player that he is now. And hopefully the full Jaren shows up tonight against the Clippers.
Yeah, it was by no means the central part of your interview with him, but I thought what struck me as just so prototype Jaren, and where he's such an interesting player outside of everything that he does on the court, but how he's thinking about building his brand from the fashion, music, to the movie directing that he's going into. And he said to you, like, the music is in the vlog is featuring me wearing these clothes. And it all goes back to, this is Jaren Jackson Jr. of the NBA.
I thought that kind of caught me by surprise too when he said it, because I hadn't thought about it. And as soon as he said it, I was like, oh, now, yeah, it all makes sense. Like when he does a song, he uses it on a video. When he wears the fashion, he puts it in the video. It all connects. And I had never really thought about that when he said it. I was like, oh, yeah, well, this totally makes sense. I'm being outthought here by a 25-year-old. And that was the other thing to me. Like, I kind of forgot that he's still, he's 25. Like, he's still super young. And to be able to have seen him get to this point at this age, like, he's the same age as Janai Broom. He's the same, or Baker Calzada, the guy in Auburn. Like, they're both 25 years old. Like, it's kind of crazy that he's this good, this young, and that we still get to see him continue to grow and get better. I also asked him, like, what the next part of his game is going to be, the evolution. I was kind of thinking, like, we've seen him get double teamed more and more, like, the last month and a half, like, especially when he catches it and starts backing in, they're running the double at him. And he brought up, without me even bringing up the double team stuff, he was like, no, I want to get really better at reading double teams and playmaking and being able to pass out of those plays. And, he said he watches tons of old film of, like, guys and tries to learn from that. So I don't know. I thought it was a good day, and it was good for Jaren. Like, you put in all this work, and to get little rewards from time to time, I think it's pretty cool. And so to get on the cover Slam, that was cool for him.
Yeah, the other part that struck me as interesting, given and kind of like segueing into this tying with the Grizzlies' recent struggles, but when he was talking about, like, this season defensively and evolving defensively, and he referenced Dillon Brooks as someone who, like, took a lot of attention away during a game. Yeah. And I think we've really seen that affect Jaren and this defense as of late, because without that person taking the attention away, be it a Dillon Brooks, like, it was supposed to be Vince Williams Jr. And then there were where it was Jalen Wells. And obviously, like, Jalen Wells and what he's done defensively as a rookie is great, but it's not the same as what you were having with Dillon Brooks taking on the assignment of the toughest player on the court every night. But then that allowed Jaren to be the best version of him. We've talked a lot, like, even when it was coming to adding someone like a Zach Edy, it was all about allowing Jaren Jackson Jr. to be the anchor of this defense, fires the other parts around it to kind of fit perfectly, that allows him to flow. And it just struck me like, oh, no duh. Like, this is why the Grizzlies defense as a whole right now isn't working as well, even though Jaren still has rumblings of a defensive player of the year candidacy going forward. But if the Grizzlies defense continues to play like this, I'm not sure how that goes on.
If the Grizzlies keep trying to help off the wings at the free throw line, like, that doesn't help. I do think Jaren, like, defensively, like, the year he won Defensive Player of the Year, he was able to kind of just play the weak side corner, and then whenever someone got near the rim, come over and help out and block a shot and do that kind of stuff. I think now you're seeing him do a lot more stuff, like switching on the perimeter and having to guard guys outside, still in the paint, still blocking shots. You still see that balance of him trying to be aggressive versus trying to stay out of foul trouble, and trying to figure out how to do that. But it's a different team around him, and it's a different expectation, I think, for Jaren now versus 3 years ago when he won that, or 2 years ago when he won the Defensive Player of the Year. To your bigger point, though, like, I still think they're still kind of waiting on Vince or Jalen or whoever. And I don't know if they're waiting on them, but those guys have not evolved into a Dillon Brooks, right? On being capable of not only just guarding the best offensive player, but kind of getting in their head a little bit. And I, like Bennett said, Marcus Smart was kind of in that conversation. Like, maybe that was what he was going to be. That didn't work out. So they're still not that kind of tag team partner for Jaren, I think, at this point. It's more of a team effort. And it's probably a little harder for a defender, like, if you're the post guy, not to have who's that wing guy, who's the guy who's going to handle that for you,
Grizzlies Clippers tonight. First, we have a March Madness fun fact.
You want to go, Ben, or you want me to go again?
No, you go.
I go. The Memphis Tigers, according to Ken Pom, his luck rating, his luck measurements, 21st luckiest team in the nation.
Okay. Wonder where that comes from.
Yeah, where is this measure?
Where was the luck? Well, I'm trying to think of the lucky moment.
Ask Ken Pom. I don't know.
Lottery tickets?
Make this up.
I mean, they have had injury luck up until now. They've actually been pretty healthy for most of the season. Yeah. So maybe that's the luck factor.
Interesting.
This goes back to my thing of, so Ken Pom. Like, do we know what Ken Pom is?
A guy. He's a guy.
It's a thing,
He's
right?
A man.
He's a guy with an algorithm.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
Pomeroy.
But there's all these other ones too, right? That the quad wins. There's all this stuff.
Yeah, I think he's generally, his algorithm is generally seen as like the Is it
The
is
gold
it the
standard.
Yeah, that's the gold
Well,
standard.
so
That's
I
what I
brought
was
up
looking
on
for.
the odds couple.
He's the gold standard, and then you fill in
Of what?
the
The gold standard of what?
of metrics, of nerd
I don't
numbers.
question algorithms, bro.
Luck. He's putting out luck metrics. Here's my thing: is I think the odds couple, we can Grind City Media, we should have our own ranking system / service. We'll come up with some kind of impenetrable name. The GC metrics. How about that? GC
Yeah, that's
metrics.
good.
And then
GC metrics. I like that.
And then we'll
yeah.
just put out a list every week of the teams ranked with no explanation. There's zero explanation to this. We'll say, here's this week's GC metrics because the numbers put it this way. Number 1, Memphis. Number 2, Duke. Number 3, Auburn. Whatever. Each week we'll put out the GC metrics, and we owe nobody anything else. We don't know Ken Palm. If he walked in here, we wouldn't know who it is. No one has to know what GC metrics is. It just gets people upset anyway, right? I think,
fair.
Yeah.
My GC, I will never not respect Ken Pomeroy, especially this time of year. But my GCM metric is the Grizzlies have not won a game in the state of California this year.
Yeah, they'd be
I hate
low.
that
They'd be
metric.
low in this
I
week's
hate
GC
that
metrics.
That is my GCM, my GC metric of the day. Have not been able to win regular season game in California. This is their last one. Obviously, the postseason ahead could feature a litany of California teams. They play the Clippers tonight. No Ja. What was your reaction to Ja's injury designation going from hamstring soreness to hamstring strain?
I didn't really. My bigger thing with that was when did this happen? I don't remember him coming up with a hamstring at some point during the games. And
the last time we saw him was his best game of the season.
Yeah.
It came in it was his best performance.
I'm sure if we ask the coaches, we'll be told, it just kind of popped up after the game, I just don't remember it happening. And to see him go from being the best game he's played all season to being out for a week now on a road trip where, you're kind of desperate for wins at this point in the season. You're getting down, there's 12 games left, something like that. You're kind of getting down to the playoff seeding time matters more than anything now. And to be without him at this point, it sucks. Hopefully he's able to come back and get back out there soon. But to come from nowhere to being out like this, I was kind of hoping for at least the doubtful today on the injury report. Questionable at best, but to still be out, it's not good.
Yeah, he's out. Brandon Clark's out.
Tonight's going to be tough. I think too, talking about when you mentioned we didn't see anything, I agree with you guys. We didn't see anything in that Cleveland game. Now, if you look back at the shoulder injury when he had to miss the rest of the season, get surgery, that happened in practice. So we don't know, but
they don't practice.
I know, I'm with you.
And
then the fact that because today is the first day that it was a strain, right?
Yeah.
It was just hamstring soreness before that. Now it's a strain on the injury report. So, yeah, I don't know how you can be anything other than concerned about it.
Let's be clear though. I'm not. I've also seen people on Twitter saying this is fake. That there's no injury. No. I clearly think he's hurt. I just don't know. I'm curious when it happened, and I'm curious the severity of it. Because we don't really know much about the injury. So I'm hoping that it's not as bad as our minds tell us it is. I wrote about this on a post I did the other day. But when I was in the hospital, your brain goes into some weird places, man. You start thinking this is really bad. This is going to be awful. And for a fan of a team, this is, the guy who just had the best game he's had all year goes out, and now he hasn't played on this road trip, and you really need him back.
This game tonight too. I mean, again, I hate even. It just is what it is. They are getting closer and closer to play-in territory than they have been all season long. And this team that you're playing tonight is right now 7th in the West. They're playing well. Again, they win tonight. You're one step closer to that play-in. I think when me and GP talked about it the other day, I think just because it's not just about you trying to win some games here. Other teams are gonna lose, so you're gonna get help there. But like you said, 12 games left. That is plenty of time for one of these play-in teams to make a nice run and jump you and you fall to that territory. And then that's
also
brutal.
plenty of time for the Grizzlies to make a run.
That's right.
That's the thing is I grew up a Braves fan, and every year at the end of the season, the Braves would have a lead, and then they would kind of rest everybody and try to coast into the postseason. And it never worked. You go into the postseason not playing hot. I told someone yesterday, at least all this stuff with the Grizzlies is happening with time left. There's still a couple weeks left. So maybe like they struggle, the defense is whatever it is, and they get it figured out and are able to go into the postseason hot. Like I think that's your best hope right now is that they can figure all this stuff out and kind of turn things around. Ja gets healthy. Jaren's ankle continues to get better. I wonder if that's also part of it too. Like he's had a couple of back-to-back games coming off that ankle injury where he didn't look like he did earlier in the season.
Against the Heat. I'm grateful that we saw the game against the Heat because then it's clear that ability is still in there. But the amount of games in a short period of time, no, I'm with you. And now at this point, 3.5 games out of the play-in, 2 games ahead of the Warriors. But you talk about March is just funky. Like weird stuff happens across the board. Steph Curry went down last night with what looked like a scary injury, and then he ended up being, I think, okay. I haven't seen an update on it this morning, but he returned to the bench. But what would the Warriors be without Steph Curry? That would completely change their iteration going into this last stretch. They're 2 games behind the Grizzlies in 6th. And you never know what can happen in front of you. Maybe the Nuggets keep having to play games without Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, and they take a bit of a tumble.
The other weird one was Clippers coach Ty Lue missed the last game with a back injury. So I don't know if he's back tonight or not. The lead assistant's Jeff Van Gundy. So
oh wow,
yeah,
okay.
So I don't know if we get him.
And he missed the last game too.
Oh really?
Or something, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But
they're healthy. I mean, they're gonna have their guys tonight. It looks like.
Yeah, but James Harden had a shoe release party last night or 2 nights ago.
Okay, so that's good for us.
Yeah, maybe Harden, fell back on his old habits.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little tired. But then on the flip side too, when did the Grizzlies travel to LA? Haven't they had a day off in Los Angeles?
That's true. I saw a picture of Rob Fisher eating caviar.
I saw
that. I saw Pete Pranica on a patio. So if our guys are in there doing good old LA things, you just never know. It's a 9:30 tip tonight, but that's okay.
It's Friday night, yeah.
I'll be up.
Sleep late Saturday.
Let's go,
yeah. I mean, and you guys who are the college basketball sickos, you'll be up watching that anyway. That goes to what, 11, something like that?
Oh man,
I will be sitting in an arena watching my last game tip off at 7:10 Pacific time.
We got 3 screens up in the living room, like where it's go time.
I like it.
The way God intended. Lang, thanks for joining us. We'll see you. Enjoy being a March Madness hater. We'll take a break. We'll come back more with the College Hoops Mega Madness special. We'll go through the best moments of yesterday, a look ahead to what we're excited for here on this Friday when we come back.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy.
Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Can't wait. It's time to get it popping.
It's going to be crazy. The fans are going to be loud. We need just energy.
Behind the back to Jaren for the flush.
We're going to need, the form rocking. We're going to need, everybody in Memphis to be out there to come to support.
When the fans are good, we're good. Simple as that.
A Bane 3. Yes, sir. Desmond Bane with ice water in his veins.
We'll ride the energy together.
Welcome back on this exciting, spectacular college hoops mega madness show. Before we get into all the action of yesterday, can I do a quick show and tell?
Yeah, I love show and tell. What you got?
Thanks for your enthusiasm. CJ hasn't been enthusiastic ever since I told him I had a show and tell. So anytime.
Wait. Because I know what this is going to be.
What's your guess?
You shouldn't be. No. I don't know what you're going to show or tell us. I know it's going to be something that's going to aggravate me to my spirit. You guys.
No.
You sure?
No, it's cool. I mean,
Jacob,
it's not cool.
Jacob, do you think it's actually cool? Jacob.
I think it's cool.
Jacob doesn't either. Like, we know this game. Bennett doesn't know yet.
What is it
now?
now?
What do you think it is? I need you to give a prediction. What is a non-cool show and tell moment?
What's the most theatrical thing that she can give us, Jacob? Because I'm feeling like she was walking in the Detroit airport thinking it was Dallas and realizing, oh no, I'm in the big D. And I feel like she just
big D, the medium D.
The medium D. All D's matter. Big, small, medium. We love Dallas. We love Detroit. We love, what's a lowercase D?
Dakota. Delaware.
Okay, yeah.
That's a state also. I can't think of a D city. Do we have D cities in Tennessee? I don't know. Davidson.
Dyersburg.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I was trying to think of it. Yeah,
so
Dyersburg,
big D, medium D, small D's, all D's matter. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that while you were walking to the restroom, coming out of the restroom at the Detroit airport, you stumbled across some playbill from one of these Broadway plays. I don't know.
No.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for making it, what I'm about to show you, seem infinitely cooler than what it is, because it's definitely better than that. No, I'm at my mom's, and she has this sitting on her desk, and it is an old coin bank from the 1995 Final Four in Seattle when they played at the old Kingdome, and it's full of coins that I don't think she can open because it's been closed since 1995, but it was sitting on her little desk, and it made me think that I wanted to know who was in the Final Four in 1995 Seattle, and I'll tell you, CJ, the UCLA Bruins beat the Arkansas Razorbacks, and guess who was the MVP, or the MOP? Ed O'Bannon. There you go. There's your fun fact of the day. I thought it was cool. You're mean.
I think, as a collector, I think that's a pretty cool keepsake. I see CJ shaking his head.
A piggy bank?
Dude, it's
Yeah,
it's a Final Four
anymore.
piggy bank. They're never doing those anymore. That's a relic.
Wait, you want to know what I just realized? I don't
just
think
realized
there's coins in here.
They're mean.
I think it's a
Not very
Coca-Cola bottle.
Wait, what?
I think
Never
it
mind,
was a
it's
holder for a Coke bottle, but it was
Okay.
supposed to be used as a coin bank eventually. And I don't think my mom ever took the Coke bottle out.
Shake it. Is there a Coke bottle still in there?
I think so.
You've got to open it now, and you've got to drink
Oh,
that on
look
the
at
show.
that.
Yeah. I just realized it's in my car. I thought it was in my office. I have a Final Four. I don't remember which one it is. It's from a couple seasons ago. I have my uncle got it for me. A seat cushion. It's a Final Four. I don't remember which one it was, but it was from like one of the front row seats. They put like a little cushion on it, and he grabbed the
that's
cushion.
cool.
Yeah.
I love that. See how fun show and tell is?
I should have brought it.
CJ?
This is why I hated show and tell as a child.
March Madness notes from day one.
I always
We'll get
got
into-
unsatisfactories in show and tell.
I like show and
would
tell.
not. I'd make fun of the people as they got up and showed it. It's like, that's the ugliest damn stick I've ever seen. Why is this getting credit?
You're bringing a stick to show and tell. You've got bigger problems. Best game of the day yesterday. It's got to be the Arkansas-Kansas game, right? Best game of the day, Arkansas-Kansas. We now have to pronounce Kansas as Kensaw. I don't make the rules. That's just the way it goes. The end of this game felt like two very dumb teams looking at each other and nodding their head and saying, exactly. Like the number of turnovers between both of these teams down the stretch was absurd, but especially for Kansas, who had all the momentum in the world and then turned it over 50 bajillion times. Arkansas, as Lang alluded to, saw the zone. John Calipari seeing a zone in March. Doesn't really know what to do with it. That Arkansas team, I don't care if the kids are reading books. I need the kids to know how to read a 2-3 zone. And Arkansas could not do anything. I think they were 1 of 9 from 3 at one point, and you thought, surely Kansas is going to get this win. Bill Self is going to take this Jayhawks team to the next round. And then I'm pretty sure I watched someone blow their Achilles, which was not the most fun thing in the world, that KJ Adams, who went down. And after that, Arkansas went on a 15-5 run.
The deja vu was crazy for me watching that game. Like obviously the stakes way lower. It so felt like 2008, where Cal's team has a lead, has a good lead. It looks like they're going to win this one easily, and Kansas just keeps kind of chipping away a little bit. And Bill Self on the other side. It just, man, watching that last night was wild. And then obviously now you get the huge matchup, right, between him and Pitino again, which is just, that's great. It's good stuff.
All anybody wanted. Yeah, St. John's easily beat Omaha later in the night.
Don't get me started on Omaha. I had those bums plus 18 and a half. They were down 5 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Then I lost power. I don't think we talked about that. I lost power.
Oh.
I lost power midway through the first half of the Michigan game.
Oh, that's the worst.
And so it was out. I ended up watching the game when I got up, finishing it out when I got up this morning. But yeah, I was without power for 45 minutes or so and just decided, okay, it's late. It's time for bed. Go to sleep. But I went to bed and Omaha was down 5 at half. I was like, oh, surely Omaha is going to probably lose, but keep this thing within like 12 to 15. And they lost by, damn it, 30. Messed up my damn parlay. Bums
by the end of the night,
Omaha losers.
The good games at the end of the night was the Michigan UC San Diego game and the UNC Wilmington Texas Tech game, which at least
shout out Wilmington.
You didn't have to turn it to the St. John's game in the second half, and you didn't have to turn it to the UCLA Utah State game. I do think we have the first player of the tournament who should 100% not get on social media for at least a month, and that is Kansas's Hunter Dickinson. The amount of hate coming his way is absurd. Like everyone's trying to give him an Uber Eats job. Everyone's trying to give him any sort of job coming out of it, because the end of that game, like one player does not lose the game for you this time of year, but when he went in and I think they had 4 turnovers in 90 seconds and he was responsible for at least 2 of them. And it just sucked all of the energy out. So I did end up feeling a little bit bad for good old Hunter Dickinson.
He reminds me of which Lawson went up there?
Diedrich.
Was it? And Diedrich was a really, really good big, right? In a slower, less athletic big also. And Kansas struggled the year he was there, or the years he was there, if I remember correctly. And it's just one of those things where I don't think that Coach Self knows exactly how best to utilize a slower, less athletic big like Dickerson and like what Lawson was. Both great players, great collegiate players. I would have loved for him to stay, Hunter to stay at Michigan and continue his career and finish out his career as a Michigan Wolverine. But like you have to change so much about what you do. If you've got one of those guys on the team, to where like if you're still planning on playing fast, if you're planning on doing the pick and roll stuff, he's not a real threat to do those types of things. And the team, Kansas went on the run that Kansas went on, not just with the 2-3 zone, but when Hunter was out of the game entirely. He was clogging up the middle in a way that prevented them from the perimeter, getting downhill, getting to the rim, uncontested. There was always somebody around because Hunter is always going to be around the rim. I hate it for him. Had a hell of a collegiate career at both Michigan and Kansas. I don't know what he'll do in the future where the hoops journey will go from here. But he had a hell of a collegiate career.
I just cannot, for the life of like, I get it, historic program, you want to hang Final Four banners. Like the fact that like that fan base is crashing out after making the NCAA tournament, like give me a freaking break. Like I'm sitting here,
you're not a blue blood. You don't understand. Kansas have won a first round game going all the way back to what, 06 or something ridiculous like that. Like they're not supposed to get into the tournament. They're supposed to win games, plural, in the tournament.
I feel you. Just
every
as
time
a
they've
fan
been a
that's
preseason, I was going to say every time they've been a preseason #1 team, they haven't made it to the Sweet 16. So like they're built for the highest of expectations at the start of the year to come crashing down by the end, if that is to be the case. But I'm with you, Bennett. I understand where you're coming from. That was the game of the day. The biggest upset of the day was McNeese actually went out and beat Clemson. And the final score was 69-67, but do not be fooled. Clemson had 13 points in the first half of that game. Could not hit anything. Surprisingly, that is not the fewest number of points ever scored in a tournament half. That honor goes to Wake Forest, who scored 10 against Butler in 2001. And then Kent State also scored 10 against UNLV in 2008. Clemson got hot in like the last minute of that game and made it look close, but it was not. Just go to the sad Clemson mascot as our first sad mascot meme of the tournament. That will tell you everything. On the flip side, I think McNeese has the highest vibes of March Madness. Like this is a team that has Will Wade out here being honest about going forward and taking a new job, being honest about maybe some of his players will have the opportunity to come with him to NC State. The athletic director at McNeese is hugging him and celebrating afterwards. So there's no animosity about this like soonly ending partnership between Will Wade and McNeese. Like they're just along for the ride right now. And then they have Amir Khan, who has become the biggest non-player face we've had since Sister Jean. I'm saying Amir Khan is the biggest character of March Madness since Sister Jean, and they would have had all the opportunity in the world to send him and his boombox home and to be like, well, they can't win a game. But instead, they did win the game, and now the boombox continues. The first manager to have an NIL deal in college basketball, it is Amir Khan, brought him out to NBA Youngboy before their game against Clemson. Like, this team is fun as hell to root for. Give me the Cowboys.
I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer.
No, but be real. Like they're getting bounced in the next round. Get them up out of here.
The boombox thing, I like it. It's fun. But like we got how many teams we got in here? 60. Like let's find another story to, you know, it's like we find the one, like you mentioned Sister Jean, like it's like we just find the one and then we'd play it 5,000 times. Let's find a bunch of these stories and put them out there.
Main character
I need something else.
Choose to become the main character. The main character organically transforms into the main character. Like Amir Khan doesn't choose for McNeese cheerleaders to wear socks with his face on it. That's just fair. That's aura. That's the aura of Amir.
As someone who lacks aura, maybe I'm just jealous.
You want someone to wear socks with your face on it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought when I came in with the shades and the Memphis State throwback and my penny hoodie today that I was bringing aura, and then everybody in the chat made fun of me and said I look like an F1 driver. So maybe I'm just jealous of the McNeese boombox vibes.
I will say, I think a lot of ACC teams with Will Wade coming in as the presumed future head coach of NC State, there's going to be a lot of jealousy vibes because if those are the players he's recruiting at McNeese, wait until you get that ACC school NIL behind you. CJ, you talked about just how Michigan is so much bigger, stronger than UC San Diego. So if UC San Diego makes a run, it feels a little fluky. It's like the miracle of March. Some big shots hit. We see it often where smaller teams find ways to win. But with McNeese, like the second the ball was tipped, they felt like the favorite. They were bigger, they were more physical than that entire
and they
team.
had the energy behind them. And UC also had the energy behind them because when we go on the road to these neutral courts, everybody's there with their various teams. And after your team plays or before your team plays, you're watching these other guys go out there and play, and you want to be the one who gets to see the upset. It felt like a UC home game when Michigan was playing. And it felt like a McNeese State home game when they were playing against Clemson, especially when they jumped on them early. It was, oh gosh, they may as well be playing this at McNeese Stadium, wherever the hell that is. I guess Wisconsin. Where's
Lake
McNeese
Charles.
State? Sure.
Lake Charles, Louisiana.
There we go. Wrong state entirely.
Why are they the Cowboys? There's no Cowboys in Louisiana.
Hell, are there Spartans in East Lansing?
Are there Trojans in Los Angeles?
Yes.
Yeah,
Those
I've
actually
seen it.
go to
I've seen him with the
lotteries.
sword, like doing the thing.
I've seen them in bathrooms at clubs. There's
Yeah,
Trojans.
so come on.
That must run a pretty penny. Anyways, they did let go of the rope and almost could have very easily lost that game to Clemson as Clemson comes storming back late in that one, hitting a bunch of threes out of desperation. If Clemson had a play like that from the start, they would have been all over McNeese State from the beginning. It felt like Clemson was overwhelmed in a way that McNeese State wasn't. To your point, Jessica, McNeese looked like they should have been the favorite. They were the ones playing with composure. They were the ones playing with intention. Meanwhile, Clemson was fumbling, bumbling, stumbling down the court. I'd have that same argument about Missouri also. It felt like they got overwhelmed in that moment and should not have been against a Drake team that Missouri is much better than Drake. Like, it's not going to show because they lost. Clemson much better than McNeese State. Not going to show because you lost. But you give me Missouri or Clemson over those two teams, I'll take it like 10 days out of the week, right? Like that, they're the better teams. They got the better athletes. They've got the better ball players. And that's the beautiful thing about March. None of that matters. Are you ready to meet the moment? Yes or no? No, get your ass up out of here.
By the way, I did want to shout out Tony Madlock and Alabama State because they hung in there with Auburn in that first half. Like it was a fun first half, and I was like, okay, like there was not a point that I was like, man, they're really gonna do this because it's Auburn's probably the best team in the country, but it was tight for a while, and I was like, okay, I'm locked in. Like let's enjoy this second half. That's a really good. Obviously, they get the moment the other night, and then that was kind of cool yesterday.
That is a feeling that is indescribable until you are in March. But the feeling of a 16 seed that is absolutely not going to win that game, but you convince yourself for just the splittest of seconds, well, maybe they could. And that run for Alabama State, I forgot what it feels like for that carpet to be ripped out so quickly. Like the way Auburn ended that first half, that was the end. Like the last 2 minutes of the first half was the end for Alabama State. But for a small moment in time, I thought, oh my God, Tony Madlock and TJ Madlock.
Do I hammer the money line? Yeah.
Memphis represent, like this is really happening. And then it all goes tumbling. I did have my first, for the love of all that is holy, stop leaving that white boy open moment in the first game of the tournament, which was the Creighton-Louisville game. And that man is Stephen Ashworth, who looks like he is 40 years old. Every tournament, especially thanks to the COVID waiver, I will miss you. There is one player who looks older than everybody else. This one has a wife and a baby. His wife is Peyton. His son is Tommy J. We saw a lot of them during that Creighton-Louisville game. But he was
that is not his son's name.
Yes, his son is Tommy J. J-A-Y. He had little headphones.
That's loyalty right there. Tommy J, Creighton Blue Jays. That's got to be.
The Blue Jay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And his wife's family was a big Peyton Manning fan, and they were going to name their child Peyton, whether it was a boy or a girl, and she's a girl, so she is Peyton. He is in his 5th season of college basketball. Like, when you start talking about the characters that emerged from this tournament, he already had a late start because he's Mormon, and he went on his mission to Indianapolis. This tournament has taught me that a lot of missions got rerouted during COVID, where people were supposed to get to go to other countries, and they were like, just kidding, you're staying in the US of A. The kid from BYU was supposed to go to Madagascar, and he got sent to Seattle instead, which is quite the turnaround. But anyway, this Stephen Ashworth dude, he leads the country in free throw shooting. At one point, he made 38 in a row. Of course he did. But that was one of those like early, I'm going to have to think about you a lot this tournament. Did you guys have one of those yesterday?
No, I mean, I was just bummed about the Texas A&M Yale result.
So
I was
sorry
riding with the Bulldogs. And you know what? Like I felt like we did play some fundamental basketball, like that I've come to know and love from the Ivy League winner. It was just too much. The athleticism was too much. They kept it within 10 most of the game. I was like, okay, we just need a couple like wide open threes. We're going to be good. We're going to be in this at the end, and just couldn't get over the hump. So shout out to the Bulldogs. I'll miss this week that we had together.
Sturts for Drake. I'm surprised you didn't come in leading with that, because it's got everything that you want. It's got the small team going up against one of the power conference teams, and Drake taking on Missouri, and then you've got a team whose D2 coach, who's being coached by a guy who was at the Division II level couple years ago. They won 3 straight national championships at the D2 level, and he decides, yep, all right, it's time for me to take the next step. I'm going to go to Drake. Not I'm going to go to a Power 5 school or a Power Conference school. No, I'm going to go to Drake, and I'm going to see what I can do there. Oh, and hey, by the way, all you D2 dudes, you were talking about Will Wade taking McNeese State players. At least that's still D1 going from McNeese State to North Carolina State. My man was grabbing dudes from D2 like, hey, y'all got the call up. Let's go play at Drake. And all they've done has been really, really good all season long. One of the best defenses in the nation. I think it's a top 5. No, they're the best defense in terms of opponents' points per game. They go out there. They're facing a Missouri team who I said earlier, much, much bigger. Much, much more physical, much, much more athletic. Just in general, better hoopers are out there, and they don't back down. They're not afraid. At one point, Sturts hits a floater three-pointer. The shot clock is running down. It's like, oh, Missouri has decided to press now and use that athleticism to make Drake uncomfortable, and it's working. Drake don't get a bucket here. The floodgates might open for Missouri. And it's midway through the second half. Drake is still holding on. Ball's being fumbled about the court. My man Sturts steps up there, looks up at the shot clock, one dribble, floater from 3. It goes in, and his bucket is like, hey, F it. If those are the shots Drake are going to make today, you got it. Drake's going to win this game. So Sturts is that for me. And Drake has the potential to be a Sweet 16 team. I truly think they do. With the way they play defense, and they've got that type of player on their roster, somebody who can get the job done on the offensive side of the court when you need it. Yeah, I like this Drake Bulldogs team.
I got them in the Sweet 16 right? too. Yep, they're the Bulldogs. They sure are.
I'm really jealous. That's an upset that I wish that I had picked. I just believed in Dennis Gates. We've been riding with Dennis Gates since the Cleveland State days, and I felt like I had to stick to that alliance, and instead it burned me. No,
Missouri came limping into this tournament, and they hadn't been able to stop anybody from scoring. A tremendous offensive team, but they hadn't been able to stop anybody from scoring. So I didn't think they'd be able to stop Drake from scoring, and I wasn't sure they'd be able to score on Drake.
Hey, one other thing real quick from yesterday, just since it's a local team that we haven't mentioned yet. Tennessee, was it Wofford?
Wofford.
Okay, because here's the thing about that.
CJ, do you have trouble with Wofford?
Wofford.
I don't think it's Wofford, y'all.
It is Wofford.
No, on the broadcast they were saying like Warford or something like
They're
that.
Saying
like
it
Warford.
wrong.
Warford.
Spell it. Where's
like
that?
They were like throwing
from?
in a silent T on it or something. They were saying like Wartford.
It's Wofford. Wofford spells Wofford.
I'm telling you. On the okay, all right. It's me, right? All right. Shout out to the Boston Terriers. Are they the Bull Terriers? Watford?
Just the Terriers.
Wofford? Just the Terriers? Okay, well, it was a nice run. Okay, I'm going to go back to, let's do, you know how much I love geography? And I'm going to hit you with another little trivia time. We have 2 more number 1 overall seeds playing today. The Florida Gators, which are in the same region as Memphis, will take on Norfolk State University, which is in...
It's Maryland.
Virginia.
Norfolk, Virginia.
Close. Yep. Norfolk, Virginia. That's right. And then the number 1 seed Duke will take on Mount St. Mary's, who we, of course, remember from the first 4. Mount St. Mary's is located in...
the mountains.
Mount Vernon, Virginia.
No, but you're in the right region. Region. Don't look it up.
Delaware.
You're in you're a little bit further. You were doing okay.
Connecticut.
No, Virginia.
Rhode Island.
Virginia's the right track.
Justin, you're going the
North
wrong
Carolina.
way. No, like it's got to be Maryland or West Virginia.
We are
Pennsylvania.
Okay, all right. Can I give it to you? You guys are really close. We are in Maryland. You're correct. We are in Emmitsburg, Maryland, and it is on the border of Pennsylvania, right near what's the biggest city in Pennsylvania? It's closest to Baltimore. That's the closest big city, best I can tell. But it's right on the border of Pennsylvania, which my wife has some relatives that live over in that area as well. Nice job. Y'all did pretty good there.
Thank you. That was a good fun fact. This isn't a super fun fact, but did you notice where the BYU starting 5 is all from? I think it's just a curious. Like BYU basketball is back, right? Like they have that #1 pick coming in next year. They've kind of turned things into an NBA style. Like BYU is here to stay, so I feel like we have to start paying attention to them more. And I thought it was fascinating. Their freshman guard Igor Demin, he's from Russia, and then they have a guy from their center is from Mali. They have another guy from Australia, and then their other two are like 2 LDS kids from Utah or the surrounding areas, so they're Mormon. So like it's just an interesting assortment of how BYU is built these days.
AJ DeBansta is who you're talking about, the #1 player in the country who committed to BYU, biggest NIL, $7 million NIL deal. That right there, you know what that right there tells you? It's going to cost a lot of money to keep PJ Haggerty here next season. That's what that tells you.
I was curious watching yesterday because BYU is the only thing that I went with them through 2 rounds, and I know a lot of people picked the VCU upset. So bracket wise, I was very excited for BYU. I like that kid whose grandpa invented tater tots, and he now has a deal where I think if they win, you get like the country gets free tater tots for 30 minutes. I have to look into the details on this. But there's an NIL from Ora Ida.
Oh, like you like a coupon kind of deal?
I think so. I need to get the specifics.
It's like when that company sent us all the mashed potatoes that time.
Don't say that company. That is Idahoan. And they sent me and Megan Triplett to Idaho Falls, where we got to tour the factory of Idahoan. And then they took me to Jackson Hole for the day. And that was one of the best memories of my life.
That was because why did they send the whole city? Like I got it in the mail. I got a packet of instant potatoes. It was great. Yeah.
They had done studies that Memphis eats more mashed potatoes than any other.
That was it. Oh, we should have had the sounder for that. That was a good one.
That is a good one. All right, my go. Let's go with the double-digit teams. A double-digit team has made the Sweet 16 for 16 straight seasons. So there's that for you. When you're too late, you already done filled your bracket out. But when you're doing a bit of gambling tomorrow and Sunday, keep that in mind. One of these double-digit teams is going to get there. And it may be, I got Drake, but it could very easily be a McNeese State or somebody from today's slate of games. Is there a double-digit seeded team that you guys like today?
Let's see.
To win?
Yeah, so just today, not necessarily to get to the Sweet 16, but just to win today. I think we have the TV schedule for you guys as well. Just looking at the schedule of teams today, who you guys like double-digit seeds?
I mean, the one that jumps out is North Carolina, but I've actually got Ole Miss winning that game. I mean, Chris Beard is a great coach. I think the coaching matchup favors Ole Miss in that game.
I have one that I'm rooting for. Maryland is a really good team. However, I always like Grand Canyon. They're still coached by Bryce Drew, has the Lopes back for a 3rd straight year in the NCAA tournament. And they still have this kid, Tyron Grant Foster, who leads the WAC in all the like historical categories at this point. He went 2 years without playing basketball because he had a heart condition. He collapsed, actually. He played for DePaul and he collapsed in I think it was their 2021 season opener. He came back. He's been awesome. He explored going into the draft last year. He had a big first-round performance in Grand Canyon's loss last year. I can't remember who it was against, but he's that kind of player who can go off for a big number, and I'm always curious on how Bryce Drew, one of these days, like Bryce Drew's going to get one come tournament time as coach of Grand Canyon. So I've got my eyeballs on that one. But other than that, CJ, do you have one?
I'm looking at my bracket right now. I got a couple double-digit teams in the Sweet 16, which means somebody I have to win today. New Mexico, I do enjoy them. I think that they.
I have them too. That's a good one.
That's I'm not sure I really believe in this Marquette team, in the way that the seeding played out with them getting the 7. I feel like that's more of a like 8-9 game as opposed to a 7-10 game. But yeah, I like New Mexico today, and I'm not going to say it. Never mind.
My pick would be I have New Mexico as well, but mine would be I've got Xavier over Illinois.
You do have Xavier.
I also have Liberty today. I have Liberty in the Sweet 16. One of the best effective field goal percentage teams in the nation. top 10 in the nation in 3-point percentage at 39%, allows opponents to shoot just 28% from three, so they can get hot, and they can keep you from getting hot as well. Also, here's a fun little tidbit, no need for the music. They're 25-0 when opponents score less than 70 points in the game. So if they can can defensively do something special, they might be able to advance. They take on an Oregon team who I've seen play a handful of times, and they're so erratic. I don't know what to make of Oregon. I don't believe in them at all.
No, they were like 13-9 in Big Ten play, but 11-0 against non-conference opponents. But there's nothing that screams confidence with this Oregon team this year. But I can't think of Liberty now without thinking of that stupid commercial. Like Liberty, Liberty, Liberty.
Liberty, Liberty. Yeah.
Now they've gone the other direction. They're like, it's Bibberty. Speaking of, how many times have we seen the Wii commercial now, everybody?
Way too many.
The pin goes back, baby.
Why is that? Why did they break that out of the vault?
I don't know. They didn't even put it in HD.
Right. No. I know.
It's a throwback.
In HD.
What happened to creativity? We need new ads
nostalgia.
for March Madness, man.
If I hear that damn Gaga song one more damn time.
Oh, don't do that.
No,
don't
I am
do
doing
that.
it. Bennett, I'm
don't
doing
do
it.
that.
I'm doing it.
That song gets everybody hyped. That song is a banger.
That song makes me want to throw my TV into the wall.
It's a banger that I don't want to lose its banger status, but it's on the verge.
Any song would have lost its banger status. Like you're going to hear it at the end of every commercial break.
I'd push back on that. I'd push back on that. To your point, Jessica, absolutely has to be something we don't care about from a group that we all know what it is when we hear them. That group, Black Eyed Peas. They should just come back and only make songs for us to use during March Madness and other sporting events. We didn't get tired of Let's Get It Started because we knew what Let's Get It Started was.
Didn't we have an Imagine Dragons song one year?
That's another great group.
Yeah.
Another great group for it.
That one was too much.
No, I think CJ's onto something. I think the Black Eyed Peas could regain, one, relevancy, and two, make up for... They've gotten categorized as, listen, I'm a Black Eyed Peas appreciator, lover.
I love Black Eyed Peas.
I'm not gonna come for the Black Eyed Peas, but some people make fun of the Black Eyed Peas, and I think if Fergie and Will.i.am came back together,
and the other two,
to have a really, and the other two,
whose names nobody knows,
and
it's Will.i.am, it's Fergie, and the other two.
Damn, I'm trying to think of their names and I can't think of them.
No, nobody knows their names.
Nobody knows their names. That's a great trivia question.
I only know Fergie's name because of Fergalicious, where she's singing it at me constantly, and I love Fergalicious. It's on my lawnmower list. Like when I cut the grass, I'm probably cutting grass to Fergalicious.
And she was married to the actor.
Because of Josh Duhamel, and because of the anthem at the NBA All-Star Game. She
peed in her pants.
Clout. I'm sorry,
People pee in their pants all the time.
Remember, didn't she pee in her pants at a concert?
Yeah, at a concert. There's a giant wet spot. It's like, oh, clearly Fergie peed her pants, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, no judgment. It's fine. I don't care. I'm just pointing it out.
I'd rather you, as an entertainer, pee your pants than run off stage, take a bathroom break, and have me wait on you to entertain me some more.
Me too.
The other members of Black Eyed Peas are Taboo.
I knew good old Taboo.
Somewhere deep in a back corner of my brain, that was there. But the other one is apl.de.ap.
See, that's why we don't know. You can't do that.
I would have never had that.
Apple Diop or whatever.
You can't do that to us. It's gotta be easier than that.
I do think that Abracadabra by the end of this is going to be a frustrating one to listen to. How is everybody's brackets doing? We haven't done a bracket check-in. If your bracket's busted, don't worry. Everybody's bracket is busted. I think I saw it's like 0.09% of brackets remain perfect, and I'm convinced those people fill out 300 different brackets and just happen to strike right on the correct upsets. My biggest losses were Louisville, who I had upsetting Auburn in the next round because everyone was talking about how that hometown crowd for Louisville in Lexington was going to be awesome. So that didn't happen.
Oh, and they wanted to. That was the first game on when we went to the unofficial bar. They were itching for a reason to lose their minds, and just Louisville never gave them one.
My two biggest L's were Clemson and obviously Yale, which we talked about because I had both of those teams going to the Sweet 16. I did get the entire West region right yesterday, so I'm doing okay there. And mine's okay. Mine's not bad. It's okay. I've missed a couple that here and there, but I think I can. My Final Four is still intact, so let's go.
It's always. I think your bracket is not officially busted until you lose your first Final Four team.
Then you're screwed. That's right. You're done.
And obviously, like once you lose your champion, then it's over.
Yep.
I was surprised. I guess not super surprised, but Cooper Flagg is expected to play for Duke today in that game against Mount St. Mary's. I thought they would try to give him.
Not. Yeah. Why would you?
I know. Maybe you run him early and then you're up by whatever the number becomes and have a quick pull, but just to like almost use it like a practice. That sounds horrible. I'm so sorry.
But the thing is if you sit him and like I think we all assumed they would beat Mount St. Mary's without Cooper Flagg anyways. And even if you did lose and it was a big upset, well, you have the excuse. Hey, we didn't have Cooper Flagg. So I would not play. I wouldn't risk it because I think they got a chance to win a championship.
Yeah. Did you see just one of the random notes of the day, the Bryant Michigan State game? And I have Michigan State going far, so I can't risk it.
You fool.
I know.
This is the game they lose.
No, I got Sparty in the Elite Eight.
This is the game they lose. Just you guys wait.
I do too. But Earl Timberlake is on that Michigan State team. Former Memphis Tiger.
Correct.
Why did I say desire? That's a weird way to put it. Target.
That was odd.
It's so early.
Desire.
I thought I was in Dallas yesterday. Give me a break, man. Give me a break. At some point,
he was a desire for sure.
You want to know who I wish I would have had go further? I wish I would have had Gonzaga beating Houston.
I'm glad you said that. I think that is the team that we underestimated the most coming into this thing because of just the lower seed. We're used to seeing them run through that league and have a higher seed in this tournament. Because I'm with you. I think they got a chance. If they beat Houston, then watch out.
We talked about this earlier this week, Jessica, after the North Carolina game, where it is, all right, this is a historic program. We know they got good coaching, and we know they've got good players. We know they've got talent on their rosters. Just for whatever reason, the season hadn't gone quite their way. We put North Carolina in that mix, Bennett. Gonzaga was in that mix. Kansas was in that mix. And it feels like, for me, I felt like one of those teams was going to make a big-time push. UConn was the other one. UConn was the other one we put in there where you've got the legendary coaching. You've got good coaching. You've got former McDonald's All-Americans and all-conference players. You got that on your roster. It just hadn't come together this year for whatever reason. I felt like one of those types of teams were going to make a run at not just a Sweet 16, but a Final Four. And Gonzaga may very well be that team. The way they just went out there, not just against Georgia, but look at what they did to St. Mary's in their conference championship game. The way they handled a St. Mary's team that was very, very good all season long. And so you're talking about Gonzaga, the last 2 times they've played have been against tournament teams because St. Mary's is in the tournament. And they just handle both of those times. I look forward to seeing what they do going forward. But I don't know if they'll beat Houston. Houston is just a different thing.
That's my champ. That's who I got winning it all.
But Gonzaga will give them every bit of a fight that they want or don't want if you're the Houston Cougars. I like Gonzaga. I'd like them a whole lot more if they didn't have Houston next.
CJ, before we get out of here and transition over to the Chris Vernon show, did you happen to watch any of the Columbia-Washington women's game last night?
No, I missed it.
Oh, it was a amazing game. Columbia ended up winning. That was their first 4. So the women's tournament tips off today as well. Columbia has a player named Riley Weiss. She scored 14 of her 24 in the fourth quarter. It was back and forth, every possession counting. It just felt like the quintessential first 4 matchup that sends a team with a ton of momentum going into the tournament. And I really like this Columbia group. So that's my new Ivy. Yale couldn't get it done on the men's side, but between Columbia and Harvard on the women's side, one of them has to make it out of the first round.
Why are y'all cheering for these rich ass snobs
I don't know.
These Ivy League schools?
I wonder this every year too. They transition into the underdog.
How can you be an underdog when you have all of the money and all of the resources?
Well, they're not on they can't have scholarships, so I do like that piece of it still.
But your mommy and daddy are lawyers and doctors and business people. You've got all of the money.
Yeah, but
that's not always true.
This is our next generation. I mean, these people are going to be running our country. We have to. Yeah. We have to get behind them.
Y'all are
in
cheering
these
for
moments.
Mark Zuckerbergs. Y'all know that, right? Like, that's the type of people y'all are cheering for. Y'all are cheering for the W. Bushes of the world. Like, those are the types of people you are cheering for. Where did Elon go? Didn't Elon go to one of those? Y'all are cheering for the underdog because they're less athletic than everybody else. That's what y'all are doing. I got this right? I got this correct?
Maybe.
Isn't Teddy Cruz one of those? Right? Y'all are cheering for my man Teddy Cruz out here because they're small and unathletic.
You're going all Harvard. I'm going to go to famous Columbia grads. How about Theodore Roosevelt? Huh?
What did he do other than give us a teddy bear?
Gave us national parks.
How about Barack Obama?
Okay, what did he do?
How about Warren Buffett?
Remember him? Oh, you're cheering for the Warren Buffetts? That's good because Warren Buffett needs you to cheer for him.
How about I don't know any of these people. John Steinberg, president of BuzzFeed. You couldn't have a BuzzFeed listicle without Columbia University. Like, come on.
Because the listicle has been such a good thing for us in our psyches, right? Our attention spans. We need everything in a list.
How about Robert Kraft? Huh?
God.
Oh, we got to cheer. You guys are cheering for the Robert Krafts of the world right now.
Okay.
Because they're small and unathletic. Okay, I got you.
I'm looking at this women's bracket, and while these first round matchups, I don't think most of them are not great. I mean, I think we just got to be honest with ourselves. Like, this bracket's going to get good once it gets into like the Sweet 16.
Oh, there's the Oregon Vandy game today. I'm amped for.
That's a good one. One that I'm looking at right here though, Arkansas State. I always root for Arkansas State. That's a game that I like playing. That I like that Memphis plays. I just like that. It's an easy drive. It's a school that kind of cares about athletics. They are 44.5-point underdogs to UConn tomorrow on ABC. On ABC, I can't believe they're putting that game in primetime.
It's UConn. What do you mean? When you have that type of star power, you're going to be on ABC. We saw all of Iowa's games on in primetime because of Caitlin Clark, not because of the opponent. If you got one of those stars.
44.5-point underdog? Like, what are you going to talk about in the second half?
How great UConn is.
Will they cover?
There you go.
All right, everybody. Bennett, CJ, appreciate it. Hopefully I'm watching a Memphis Tigers win over Colorado State in a couple hours here in the Pacific Northwest. We will take a break. On the other side of College Hoops Mega Madness show here on Grind City Media, Chris Vernon, John Roser, Devin Walker, and I think Garrett Harris is going to join them too. They'll keep it going. We'll get you into the second day of the tournament. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you next week.
With a knockaway. Good defense. Morant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go!
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Double your chances to win all month long in March with two big promotions. On Fridays, embrace the madness and win a share of $150,000 in cash and free play. On Saturdays, starting March 8th, go for the gold and win your share of up to $10,000 in cash and free play in the 80K Fool's Gold giveaway. Enjoy live entertainment all month long and play for your chance to win big in March only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Grammy, Academy, and Golden Globe award-winning superstar, Mary J. Blige, live in Memphis. The For My Fans Tour. Live at FedEx Forum Saturday, April 19th, with special guests Neo and Mario. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The iconic Mary J. Blige for one night only.
We are in March, which is Women's History Month.
True.
And we were talking about how do we kick off the show? What can we talk about? And we were like, why don't we talk about women's shoes? The Sabrina one. Okay.
Can't go wrong. Right? That's a good shoe.
And the two, you could argue, is even better. But the one's
you can't
fine.
have the two without the one.
Yeah.
Man.
In the month of February, the Sabrina 2 was the second most worn shoe in the NBA in minutes played. The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
What up, everybody? It's the Mega Show.
I like that, boy. That got me fired up.
Mega Show music.
Let's go.
What's happening?
I like how
Show
it's kind
music.
of. I like how it's kind of going like until it was like some like early '90s like
It was,
it had a little grunge feel, but then it just went into straight up like classic rock.
Yeah.
I like the vibe, man.
Hit the solo. We need more
Hit the
guitar
freaking
solos. We need more guitar solos. Where's my C4? It's tournament day, baby.
Let's go.
I gotta be honest. I don't know if I liked Jessica.
What did I just walk into?
And CJ's. I don't know if I liked y'all's Tiger energy.
Did I walk into a freaking basement of grunge underground bands?
I got big Tiger energy.
You got big Tiger energy.
I got big Tiger energy.
Devin, do you have big Tiger
I
energy?
got big Tiger. Look, I got a motto today, bro. I got a motto for all y'all. Can I get a single on me for this one?
Let's get a
Give me a single on
Devin.
me
Give
for
a
this one.
single
I got a
on
motto
Devin.
for all you haters today, bro. If you don't bleed blue, I ain't talking to you.
That's
Get
right.
off my phone today.
That's right.
If you don't
Get your ass
bleed
outta
blue,
here.
I ain't talking to you.
You're damn right.
You hear me?
Let me get a single.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me get a single.
Get a single on Bennett.
Single on Bennett.
I got the Coach Hardaway 1 cent hoodie. Let's go. It's getting a little faded. That's okay. Got the blue shades and then the throwback Memphis State University. It's throwback vibes. It's time to get back to greatness. Let's do this. GTG. GTG, baby.
It has to be because I own a Memphis hoodie. It's at home. It's fine. It's
You
fine.
don't bleed blue, Roser.
It's fine.
You don't bleed blue.
It's fine.
Where's your blue? Today we bleed blue, Roser.
It's a
It's our
mixture.
day.
It is. It is.
Where's your blue?
You know what? I realize this. I don't own a lot of Tiger stuff.
Come on,
What?
man.
I don't.
Come on, man.
I own
the hell's wrong with
one
you?
Memphis
You're
Tigers
an
hoodie.
OG, too. That's
I know.
unacceptable.
You don't own any
all I have.
So you wore your gray quarter zip? Wow.
Come on, man.
Wow,
very-
what a wuss.
It's very professional. It's very professional.
Hey, I don't have any
Hey,
blues.
Hang
so
on now.
Johnny Chalk's going to wear his gray quarter
Hang on.
zip.
Ball up top.
Ball up top.
Ball up top.
I need you to bleed blue today, Roser.
I
you
will
got some
bleed
blue. You got blue
Hey,
drawers on?
Let's put it this way.
No homo. You got blue drawers on?
No, they're black.
Oh, dang.
Compression shorts.
Dang,
That's
bro.
right. I gotta hit the gym before the game.
We're going to find out, bro.
I gotta do
really,
air squats.
He really does not bleed blue.
Come on,
We're
man.
finding out.
No.
The chat's letting us know you may have a John Vol shirt under that gray quarter zip.
Yeah, congrats on y'all's win last night.
We got a white tee. Got a yep in my white.
Okay.
So this game today, Colorado State is about to get their ass kicked.
Okay.
And here's why. Memphis, this is going to be the, I believe, the seventh top 50 offense that the Memphis Tigers have faced this season. We're 5-1 in those games. Hold that.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tigers.
Against, who is this dude that plays for them? His name's Queef? No, Neek. Neat Clifford. My bad.
Oh, no. That was almost bad.
Whoops.
My bad.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tigers today.
No, I absolutely, I bleed blue today. Look, I've traveled to see the Tigers. I've been in the trenches with the Tigers.
No, that is not, you got to wear blue. I'll take my jersey off and give it to you.
That thing's going to be a little snug on me. Probably it looks a little snug on you.
It's not snug on you.
It's a little snug. No,
I like
no
that jersey. I like that jersey.
Got
the stitching. That's nice.
This is official game worn.
With
the American flag.
Real deal.
Ain't no smug on here, bro. We've been in the gym.
We got a name on the back?
No, it's
it's not about the name on the back. It's not about the name on the back.
It's
about the name on the front. That's what PJ said. It's about the name on the front. Name on the front will take care of the name on the back.
Even if it's blank.
Oh, hey, by the way, as my mom points out, because my mom loves me, and I love you too, Mom, she said the Tigers are blue and gray, so we are wearing gray.
That's right. We got gray. We got gray. We got gray.
She saved you.
We are wearing
Mom saved you.
Shout out Mom Dukes.
Mom saved you. Mom Dukes saved you.
Yeah,
because you better
shout
get on
out
your
Mom
ass.
Dukes. Yeah, no. I get you. So, PJ Haggerty today, he needs 22 points to become #1 all-time most points in a season in Tigers history.
I think we're going to get that.
Do you know the two in front of him?
Wait, say it again. What's the stat?
Most points in a season in Memphis history. PJ Haggerty is third.
Jeremiah Martin.
No.
Rodney Carney.
No.
CDR.
No.
Chris Douglas Roberts.
Chris Douglas Roberts was fifth.
Penny.
Penny is fourth.
Larry Finch.
Nope.
Keith Lee.
Jalen got it in the headset. DeJuan
Wagner.
DeJuan Wagner, #1, 762 points.
Wags was the
Number 2?
Darius Washington.
No, it was recent.
Antonio Burks.
No.
Recent. Jeremiah Martin.
No, you're on the right track.
DeAndre Williams.
You're on the right
Kevon
track.
Davenport.
No.
David Jones.
Come on, bro.
David
He's
Jones.
actually one of the ones that people love, and
Lester
he's only here a
Keonis.
year.
Oh, Kendrick.
Kendrick
Yeah,
Davis.
okay.
Kendrick Davis, 744 points. Yeah.
I was gonna get that.
That is a. I don't know what sounder he used. That was a fun fact.
Okay,
though.
can I hit you with another fun fact? It's not really a fun fact.
Where is CJ's fun fact sounder?
I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. I didn't see what the button's labeled. But
I'm gonna just hit.
While
buttons.
you're looking for the fun fact, okay, that's like that. Ooh, the aura.
Fun fact.
Okay, so I said this when I was on with them, and I think it's something positive to hang on to if you're a Memphis fan going into today. So they played one game without Tyrese Hunter this season. All right,
Yeah.
It was a win against Temple February 9th.
Are you about to say the same stat you just said like 20 minutes ago?
Why can't I hit you with it?
He
Did
did
y'all
with
hear?
it
It's
again.
the same show.
No, hit
There's
it.
new people on
It's
here.
a mega show.
It's a mega show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
mega stats.
People
While
don't
you give
get
us
to
mega
see the
stats,
entire-
I'm gonna go get my big hat for a big game. Be right back.
Okay, so
You have a big Tiger hat? Okay.
So he missed one game other than that UAB game, all right? Dante Harris got the start in that Temple game, got 14 points. They're probably not going to have Dante Harris today, so fine. That you're going to have to make up for that. What they did get, you mentioned PJ Haggerty. He had 20.7 assists in that game, right? I think he's going to have to be a facilitator like that today. He's going to have the ball a lot, right? We know that. Dane Danger had a big game.
Yeah.
18 points, 8 rebounds.
Danger!
Yeah, so... We've said all week. We've said all week. You need both those guys to go big. You got 3-point shooting from PJ Carter. He was 3 of 7 from 3, 9 points. You got 3-point shooting off the bench. I'm sorry, that was Colby Rogers. You got 3-point shooting off the bench from PJ Carter. 2 of 6 from 3 with 8 points off the bench. Musa had a nice game in that game. 10 points, 6 rebounds, and Jourdain had a nice game. He was in double digits with 11 points. So you got contributions from everybody else without Tyrese Hunter in that game. That's what you need today. So. And then Kim, we talked about this. Me and you did. Barako Koji, like if he gets the start again, just don't turn the ball over. Just get the ball to those two stars. Let them work.
That's what it's like. That's what the whole thing is.
And keep playing good defense. That's what he's been doing.
That's what the thing is without Tyrese Hunter. It's like the shots are going to Danger and they're going to Haggerty. It's not like they're going to other guys. They go to those two.
Don't throw the ball away. I got a stat for you.
Is this a stat or a fun fact?
I got a fun fact for you.
Fun.
What is 4 plus 42 plus 25?
What is what?
What is 4 plus 42 plus 25?
I don't know.
That's Tigers on your ass. PJ Haggerty, Dane Danger, Penny Hardaway, Dub City coming.
That's 71.
That's not 71. It equals Tigers on your ass.
4 plus 40.
Yeah, it equals Tigers on your ass.
I'm pretty sure whatever the math was, it equaled out to 71.
No, it equals Tigers on your ass.
Wait, why does that equal that? What are the significance of those numbers?
PJ Haggerty wears 4.
Yeah.
Dane Danger wears 42. Penny Hardaway wears 25. That equals Tigers on your ass.
I like it.
It also equals 71.
By the way, another
Tiger math.
Which is how many points we're winning by today.
Another thing with Barako Koji, he's had 2 or more steals in his last 3 games.
Yeah.
Yep.
This Colorado State team, they really have one player.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really one guy. Now, they got some guys who can shoot it. Like the Evans kid can shoot it. He's 43% from 3. Crocker Johnson, more like Crocker crap. He shoots 39% from 3. And Clifford, their best player, shoots like 40% from 3.
I want to see them.
But that guy is their best guy. And one thing I can say, when I watch some of these teams in the tournament, you try to figure out, okay, when you have a head coach, what is the identity? What can you say under the coach? What does that team do? What do they do? One thing I've always realized about Penny's teams, except for last year, because that was a disgrace last season, what happened when they fell apart, is defensively, you give Penny time, he will come up with a defensive game plan. If he's got time to prepare for somebody good in a game he's got to win, he will absolutely come up with a defensive game plan. This is something that I've always thought. I heard this years ago. It came to with John Elway. I'm going to tie this all back together. John Elway was running the Denver Broncos. And John Elway, if you go look at his draft record, John Elway, amazing at drafting defensive players. Was great at it. Drafted Von Miller, Bradley Chubb before all the injuries. Great defensive player. He did great at drafting defensive players. What could John Elway never get with the Denver Broncos when he was drafting?
The QB.
He could never get the quarterback right. And the thought was, John Elway was a great quarterback. So what did he see all the time when he played? Awesome defensive players, and he knows what awesome defense looks like and how awesome defense can stop offense. And I tie this around, and Penny, sometimes the Tigers' offense under Penny over the years, it stalls out. We know the last 10 minutes it can be. But one thing that has been great when he does have the time to prepare and he wants to put a game plan together, dude, defensively, they can be absolutely awesome. And I think Penny Hardaway shows that again today, and his troops are ready to go into battle at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington, against the Colorado State Rams, and they are going to shut down Neat Clifford.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I like that. Look, bro, look, a little pressure. You apply some pressure because if they got one ball handler, bro, put some pressure on them, make them turn the rock over a little bit. Look, hey, Penny been remixing a lot of defenses this year. He's going from zone to man to press. It's been more switching defense than ever this year for Penny. So, bro, look. I'm fired up, bro. I heard Penny last night on Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson. Bro, I'm lit, bro. Today gonna be a good day. What Ice Cube say?
It was a good day.
Today gonna be a good day, man.
He said it was. Yeah,
David Roddy not walking through that door.
David Roddy's not walking through that door. Who else played at Colorado State? Nobody knows who else played at Colorado State. Patrick Ramsey. That was football.
Yeah. He ain't walking through that door,
who
bro.
played at Colorado State?
Bro, I don't care. Because I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tigers.
Yeah, man.
And the Grizzlies, too.
I'm excited for this
We
game.
haven't won in California, and we got to
Shut up, brother. Shut up. Stop talking.
Colorado State players in the NBA. David Roddy's the only one. Past ones, Pat Durham, Eddie Hughes, Stanton Kidd, John O'Boyle, Milt Palacio. These are just names.
That doesn't scream legacy to me. That doesn't scream legacy to me at all.
Gail Schluter.
That's a no lineage program.
No.
Jason Smith. Shout out Jason
lineage.
Smith.
Yeah,
Jason Smith and Gian Clavel. Those are the guys who played in the NBA from Colorado State. So, look, it's like Colorado State, when you look, if you look at their KenPom numbers, so this is what we do. This is what we do with the nerd stuff. If you look at Colorado State's KenPom numbers, they are 44th in KenPom. Their offensive rating, they are 50th in the country at 116. Their defensive rating is 52nd. You go to the Tigers, offensive rating, it's 73rd. The defensive rating is 41st. I think Penny having the days to prepare here. I think they're going to come through. I think the Tigers are going to win. And here's the truth. I have 4 bets today. I have bets on 4 games today.
Oh, gosh.
If Memphis wins, it doesn't matter what happens in the other 3. So
yeah, bro, it's all that matters, bro.
If Memphis wins, it does. No, I'm just saying money wise. If Memphis wins, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens in the other 3.
I would be sad for the rest until 8 p.m.
It's going to suck if that happens.
Until 8 p.m. until the Grizzlies lose. But guess what? Grizzlies win. But guess what? It's not going to happen because the Tigers are going to walk into Seattle, whatever that place is called. Key Arena, whatever that place is called, Rosie.
Climate Pledge, whatever
it's called. Looks like it sounds like detergent. They're gonna walk into that arena in their black jumpsuits. They're gonna walk in there. They're gonna warm up. They're gonna get fired up. Penny's gonna give them a hell of a speech. I already know it. They're gonna walk out that tunnel. PJ Hatter's gonna do his thing. Dane Danger's gonna do his thing. PJ Carter's gonna do his thing. And we're gonna be walking out with a dub. A W.
All right.
You know, I will say, like, when you look back at, you mentioned, like, how he's done a pretty good job when he is able to do a defensive game plan. Before Houston left and went to the Big 12, when they beat them when they were number 1, you go back and look at that game, and they held Jamal Shead in check. Like, he wasn't great. He had a decent game.
Yeah.
So, you know.
No, if it's one player, like, Penny will find a way to at least. I mean, like, are you ever fully going to stop the player? Like, I mean, they're good. The guy, like Nick Clifford, he's going to take shots. He's going to take a lot of shots. He's going to make some shots. Like,
he's cold, but he ain't like Jordan. Like, people talking about, like, dude, like Jordan.
But that's the thing. It's like, dude, Penny will come up with. They're going to have a defensive game plan for him. A lot of this is going to be like, dude, Danger's got to stay out of foul trouble. Like, he cannot get in foul trouble. You can't have that. Him or Haggerty, like, dude, that. It's so crazy with the 5 fouls in college and the 20-minute halves. Like, if you pick up 2 fouls before that first media timeout, like one of your best guys, dude, it changes so much having to play the rest of that half without them. So that's all. I mean, staying out of foul trouble is such a massive key in college basketball as opposed to, you know, I don't think it's nearly as big of a deal in the NBA as it is in college because, you know.
I just pulled Buddy's game log up that y'all talking about.
Yeah.
What's his name? Nick Clifford.
Yeah.
And I talk about how do
Anything ain't got dubs.
How do you stop him, right? The dude turns the rock over.
Yeah,
he turns the rock over, bro.
That's
He turned the ball over 6 times against TCU. Like,
and Okogie will turn you over. We know that. Yeah. Like, he's a pretty good defender.
4 times against New Mexico. He will 6 times at San Diego State. He'll give you the peel. Put pressure on. He turned about 5 times at UNLV, 5 times at Air Force, 4 times at Utah State. In the last game they played, he turned it over 4 times against Boise State.
Yeah.
The dude will give you the peel, bro. My old high school coach used to say, pressure bust pipes. We saw yesterday, McNeese State versus Clemson.
Yeah.
Pressure bust pipes. It almost made McNeese State get a game up.
Yeah.
But pressure will bust pipes. Tigers, I think, like I said, I expect to see a lot of pressure, bro. You start at the beginning, you apply some pressure, get them a little rattled, we go from there, bro. Like I expect to see at least at minimum 12 to 13 force.
I think it's going to be timely pressure. Like, you're going to have to, like, when do we press, when do we not press, but you've got to do it at the right times.
Yeah. But I think like with that dude, I think he'll give you the ball. And then
no, he will. Like, a guy like that, because that guy he controls the ball the whole time.
Yeah, he'll give the rock up, bro.
Like, he's one of those dudes, the offense, it all is around him. He's got the ball in his hands. And so those guys will get turnovers. And I think you run into, man, just do what the teams are going to do to SGA in the playoffs, man. At some point, like in the second, you start running 2 at him. You start running 2, that guy get rid of the ball.
He's not a good passer either. I'm looking at his game log numbers. He, like, the highest assist numbers he's had all year was 9. And that was against Utah State.
Can't find the open man.
He's at a 7. He's like Anthony Edwards before he watched Luka Doncic's tape. Straight square button, right? Just straight square button, straight shooting.
Can't find the open man.
Can't find the open man. So yeah, bro. Look, you cut his water off, make him turn the rock over. I don't think they have any, like I said, other guys that can handle the rock. Debo, give me that rock, bro. Give me that peel. What's the spread? Is kind of
1.5. Yeah. So here's what's happening.
It's moved a little bit.
The spread was 3.5 on Sunday when it opened.
Yeah.
And it is now down to 1.5. Here's the other thing that's happening though. The money line has gone. Even since it was Memphis plus 2.5, and the money line was plus 120, and I took it at plus 120. Then the money line, the line went down to 1.5, and the money line went to plus 110. I've taken it at plus 110. The line is still 1.5. The money line is now even money, which tells you people are bypassing the spread and they're just taking Memphis on the money line. And that's why that money line number is coming. That's why that money line, because the line's still sitting at 1.5, and that money line has come down from plus 110 now to just even money. I finally took plus 1.5. I had money line bets on Memphis, and I finally took plus 1.5 this morning at the minus 110 number. So yeah,
I cannot wait for today. Look, and then if they try to zone you up, which teams try to like?
We can shoot.
We can shoot. This ain't your run. They're running the mill.
Kobe Rogers, you got to knock them down.
This is
you
not
gotta
your
knock
run in
them
the mill
down.
Tigers basketball team.
You got to knock them down.
Kobe Rogers got a clip. PJ Carter got a clip.
Yes.
PJ Haggerty got a clip. Shoot 40% from 3. We got dudes that can shoot the rock.
Yep.
We got dudes that can shoot the rock. Also, another thing I'm worried about, but I'm kind of like, I'm hoping the couple days off will help.
I know what you're going to say.
My boy Dane Danger.
Free throws.
Danger!
We got to hit our free throws.
Danger!
We got to hit our free throws
Look,
down the stretch.
Look, nobody's going to be able to guard you, but if they start grabbing you, start doing a little hack a shack, I need that shoulder. You said the shoulder was the reason why you was clank Habitat for Humanity in the AAC tournament.
Right off the front of the rim.
Right off the front of the rim. So I hope that shoulder got a little massage, got a little work, and now in the tournament you'll be able to step up there and knock them down.
What was that Habitat for Humanity? What's that about?
That's building houses.
Yeah, bricks.
NBA cares.
They don't use bricks to build Habitat for Humanity houses. I've built them before. They don't use bricks.
What is it?
I got into the details of how to build a damn house.
Damn, man.
NBA cares, bro. There you go. Is that better? NBA cares, brick by brick.
Built houses with Jimmy Carter
coach
one
used to
time.
coach at Tennessee? Butch Jones, brick by brick.
Brick by brick. Butch Jones. All right, games yesterday. So we get all snugged in. No, we don't. Anyways, we get off the air. We all get home. Biggest shocker yesterday. Or biggest... Most impressed, most depressed by, biggest shocker.
Okay, I'll go. Most impressed. I mean, I got to say McNeese over Clemson like that. The fact that they just dominated that game. I know it got close to them, but that score does not.
It got close at the end because McNeese is they do stupid stuff.
CTE
Like,
basketball.
I was just,
you even watch them in the first half though when they're killing Clemson and it's like they're using their athleticism against Clemson, but it's like, dude, McNeese is not exactly like we take awesome shots.
No, it's like literally. I've seen so many teams like McNeese. They throw the ball at the backboard and like 4 dudes go get the rebound.
Yeah.
And if the ball goes in, thank God. But if it hits the backboard, you got 4 dogs ready to get their rebound.
I mean, they had one dude who averages like 6 points a game who had like 16 in the first half.
He was cooking though.
He was
getting to the
Murphy
Baja.
guy.
I'm not gonna lie. He was an LSU transfer. He was a little way to the beginning. Went to Ole Miss with other schools, but he was getting to the Baja. But the rest of them just chunking that junk up the rim.
Yeah, as someone who's watched like a lot of Clemson this year because the Tigers beat them, and then you're paying attention to them because you want your resume to look good. I was just really surprised by that. I thought they were playing well down the stretch, and they were going to make some noise. I had them in the Sweet 16. And then depressed is, of course, my Yale Bulldogs.
Yeah, I was going to text you about that, but I know you had you told everybody in this office about the damn Yale Bulldogs 2 days ago. He told even the janitors.
Was there.
He told the janitors about it. He was talking to everybody about the
formula
Yale Bulldogs.
was there. The formula was there.
I had heard this when that bracket came out and the talking heads. It was either ESPN or CBS. One of them was saying, Yale just might be the most physical team in the tournament. And I'm like, I promise you, Yale is not as physical as Buzz Williams' team at Texas A&M. Like, that is what Buzz Williams teams are known for. I was like, you're not going to out-physical a Buzz Williams team. So,
yeah.
I was thinking about you, Bennett.
Yeah,
I was thinking about you during
I had
that
them
one.
in the Sweet 16. That obviously ain't going to happen.
The 2 words, Yale and most physical, should never be spoken in the same sentence.
I just thought the fundamentals would be a little bit tighter.
Respectfully.
Devin, what would you say?
My most surprise from yesterday?
Yeah, your biggest surprise are like, whoa, I didn't expect that.
Because I was expecting McNeese to get on their ass.
Yeah, you did. You. And I will say I've got 2 teams that are banned from the tournament for at least 3 years. I've got that coming up.
Banned?
Banned. They're banned from the tournament for 3 years.
I will say the thing that shocked me was probably Creighton shooting the pill off the rock.
That's where I was going to go to is Creighton.
Because I expected, like, Louisville was a good team, bro. I know they played in the ASS conference.
I had
ACC.
Creighton.
Yeah, no.
But Creighton shooting the pill off the rock like they did surprised me.
And they're big. They've got the 7'1" guy, and they've got a 6'10" guy on the front line. Like they got size.
They got size, bro.
Yeah.
Size and shooting.
Auburn. We'll get to the next round games too, but like, I think Auburn, Houston, and Tennessee they all three might need to be a little careful.
Yeah, because they run their stuff too, bro.
They do.
They run their stuff. And speaking of running their stuff, a team that I probably can see, because I had this team. I had Mizzou beating Drake, and I watched Drake yesterday, and I was like, yo.
Run their stuff.
They walk you down, dog. And somebody who's played against teams that walk you down before, like in high school, it pisses you off so much.
It's so
like, bro,
annoying.
Shoot the ball.
And it's like,
no, won't you shoot?
No, we're going to pass. And then I'm going to cut. And then I may take one dribble, and then I'm going to pass.
Yeah,
and then I'm going to cut.
Pivot.
And I'm going to catch.
I'm going to pivot.
And I'm going to dribble, handoff, dribble, cut, pass.
It's
and
like,
then it's like, will you guys ever shoot the damn ball?
It's like, shoot the ball.
Which is what we talked about. We like, this is why, like, Chris and I were thinking, why Drake could be able to do this. He's like, Missouri team is not good defensively. And it's like, dude, if they use the whole shot clock and make Missouri defend,
bro, and
that gets so damn frustrating trying to do that.
And they did it. They used the whole shot. I think they said like the first, I think 10 possessions, they used the whole shot clock, maybe 7 of the 8 of the first 10
And they've got the one, that Sturts kid, that number 14, who can then make a shot at the end of the shot clock.
And I'm like, yo.
That kid can make a shot.
If I'm Missouri, I'm like, bruh. Because Mizzou tried to make a run at the end.
They did
but
make a run. I cashed out my money line Drake bet early.
You got out of there?
I shouldn't have. But I had plus 6.5. I won that one. I'll let that one ride. I cashed out my money line bet a little early. Not too bad though. Not too bad. I mean, I still won on it, obviously, but I got a tight booty there for a little bit. It looked like Missouri was about to overwhelm them when there was like 8-9 minutes left in the game.
They tried.
It was like, this is because, man, Drake started looking a little D2. They started looking very D2 during that stretch.
I would say my most depressing thing is probably just, I mean, watching the games, you kind of like, I mean, you realize how, like, mid-college basketball is.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's like.
It's part of what makes it.
Exactly. It's not perfect.
It's not perfect, and it's something that is different than the NBA, whereas we always lament about sometimes things we lament about the NBA, it's like, bro, teams just shoot a ton of threes. And it is nice in college basketball, you have contrasting styles of play against each other.
And dudes are playing hard, bro.
Man, they play hard.
No matter from the 1 seed of Auburn to the 16th seed of Alabama State, from Utah State got BTA, but whatever.
Yeah.
From Kansas to Arkansas bro, these schools are playing hard, bro. They're playing like their lives on the line.
But Utah State.
Bro,
Utah State.
That's probably my most depressing one.
Well, so
that's my most depressing one.
So here's the thing. This is Utah State.
Why do y'all suck?
And SIU Edwardsville banned from the tournament for 3 years.
Are you banning them?
If you can't score 50 in an NCAA tournament game, if you can't score 50, you're banned for 3 years.
I like that. Put Rose on the rules committee.
3 years.
I like that.
I like that rule, Rose.
And look,
because even Omaha scored 53.
Yeah. Like, Omaha was there for a half with St. John's.
But then St. John's said...
With the press. The press just, you could see it. Like, it's like, you could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I hope, man, I should have taken St. John's live line, because you can see as you're watching it where it's like, okay, how is this going to play out? All right, there's no way Omaha, they don't have better players. There's no way they're going to be able to keep this up with St. John's pressing and pressing and pressing. This is just not, they're going to get worn down eventually. And it started at the beginning of the second half.
By the way, how much do you think Cal is going to love
Arkansas, Kansas.
Arkansas, St. John's. That game was amazing. But the setup.
EYBL, like you said.
I loved it so
Arkansas,
much.
Kansas was straight EYBL.
It was some good basketball. I don't care what y'all
Dude.
said. It was
fun.
It was a high level bump going on,
you
bro.
could see talent.
That
you
is
can see the
so
talent.
much
That
talent.
is a massive win for Coach Cal.
And Boogie
your
Fland,
first
elite name.
Your first year at Arkansas, you start off SEC play so bad, people are like, oh, God. You start to see the rumblings of, oh, man, is this like not going to work?
Yeah.
And they get on the run, they get into the tournament, and then to beat Kansas, win an NCAA tournament game in your first season there, it's a big win for him at Arkansas.
I apologize to my Arkansas fans, my friends.
Wow, you picked against them?
No. Well, yeah, but I should have worn my hog hat today.
You didn't even wear tiger blue, bro.
I'm wearing tiger gray. I should have worn
I've always messed with the Hogs. I've always messed with the
I
Hogs.
should have worn my.
Yeah.
I have
like me a
two
good
hog
hog.
hats, and I didn't wear either one of them.
like me
I've
a good
always
hog
messed with the
call.
Hogs.
I like me a good hog call.
Woo, Pig Suey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with
Also,
that.
tits out for the Hogs.
Tits out for the
Yeah.
Hogs.
It's another one.
Roser, can we add another school to be on your ban list? Ban list, but like the criteria for to get banned in the NCAA tournament.
All right. Yeah,
if you go down 27-3 in the NCAA tournament
Georgia
game,
banned. They're done. Zip them up. Get them out of here.
you were down 3 touchdowns, bro, by the first media timeout.
That's another one that
3 touchdowns.
I bet Gonzaga, so like that was money when I saw that score. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be good here.
We definitely underrated them.
But that's where I say, like,
Gonzaga?
Yeah.
So is that more about Georgia just blah, or did we underrate Gonzaga and Houston better watch out?
Bro, I mean, we're going to find out.
Yeah,
We're gonna find out.
I think Houston better watch out. That's where I tend
think
to
so?
lean.
So
Yeah.
okay, so we're at Houston better watch out, and we do agree. Auburn better watch out.
I think Houston's going to win. I mean, I've got them winning the national championship, but I'm telling you,
No, you're saying it's going to be like, dude, they better.
I think it'll be a tight game.
You're not screwing around.
Yeah, dude, because look, if Gonzaga gets past Houston, watch out, bro. I mean, they could win it all at that point. I think Houston's the best team. So
Don't let those first
H-Town.
games blur y'all's vision.
H-Town,
by the way,
shout out
too.
Slim Thug.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a good
shout
game. I
out
think Houston will
Chamillionaire,
win.
bro.
Yeah.
One of the most slept on Houston rappers of all time, Chamillionaire.
They see me rolling.
Shout out. But I mean, I think Gonzaga's good, but I think, bro, Houston's
That's also Gonzaga's tournament tested. Georgia's not been there.
Exactly, bro.
Gonzaga,
Like,
they're
yeah,
ready. They're ready to go,
And they're
I
playing
can-
well at the end of the year.
That was
right?
a very professional. We've done this before. Win Gonzaga,
And
like
respectfully,
yeah.
bro. Respectfully, Georgia. I mess with Anthony Edwards. But like they
Is
were
it
at the
Zaga or Zaga?
I think we've been saying it wrong because
cares?
I know a Montana that lives here, and every time I say Gonzaga, she says I say it
It's
wrong.
Gonzaga.
I used to
isn't
say
it?
Zaga, but now I say Zaga.
She says Gonzaga.
It's
I say
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
It's
She says
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
It's
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
No, Gonzaga.
That is no one's
Yeah,
ever,
no.
literally
Yes,
no
I
one.
That's
swear.
what they will tell you.
that.
No,
Literally, no one has ever said that.
No. That
What
is
are y'all
not cap.
talking
Call
about?
her right now.
That's like those people.
I think
on the,
she's out west.
That's like
yeah.
those
She
people
better
on the
wake up.
broadcast last night saying Wartford. They
No,
were
I
putting like a
swear to you.
silent T in it.
Wartford.
Yeah.
It's Gonzaga.
Shout out to Alan Boston. I appreciate that Wofford plus
probably
11 and a
not
half
gonna answer
first
this
half
phone
pick
call.
against the Vols.
It's Gonzaga, bro. I swear to you. It's
Gonzaga. Yeah,
Gonzaga.
No, I
It's
think she's right on
Gonzaga.
this.
No one has ever said Gonzaga.
Yeah, they have.
Like,
Yeah,
what are
they
you
have.
talking about?
There was a
been
little
saying
time.
it
There's a
wrong.
little time where people were talking about it.
Yeah.
When they were getting like Jalen Suggs and
This is
Chet
a
Holmgren.
made-up controversy.
Chat. What do y'all say? Do y'all say Gonzaga or y'all say Gonzaga?
Oh, I don't know.
No one says Zaga. It's Zaga or
See,
Zaga.
the chat is saying we are wrong. I'm right. You're wrong. Gonzaga.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're wrong.
That's crazy.
Gonzaga. But no, they're gonna get. Hey, Houston's still one of my favorite teams. I think they're.
Yeah. Oh, I
even though
love
Gonzaga
Houston.
had a good game.
Love
I think it's
Houston.
still-
Other games from last night. No, we didn't watch Montana, Wisconsin, whatever. Texas Tech took 500 threes. Did y'all stay up and watch this?
I did, yeah. I had
Okay.
quite a bit invested in this game. Shout out to UNC Wilmington.
Let me find it. Fun fact.
That
I have a fun fact.
That was on the side TV for me.
Let me find it. Where's my fun fact? Here is my fun fact. I've got a fun fact. All right. Fun fact. Kerwin Walton of Texas Tech is the first player in NCAA tournament history to score 25 or more points in a game without taking a 2-point shot and without turning the ball over. No turnovers and did not take a 2-point shot. And had over 25 points last night for Texas Tech. Dude, they took like 53s last night.
Yeah, they did.
Tech did?
Dude, they took a...
I mean, they walked into it every possession,
Every
bro.
time, they're just
every
freaking-
time.
Yeah. 46 trays in a college game is crazy.
Yeah, and they only made 13 of them.
46 trays?
That dude, that Kerwin Walton guy, dude, was 8 of 19 from 3. Dude, he took 19 threes.
Bro,
I think
46 threes in a 40-minute game is outrageous.
That's why I think people are onto something about the Drake in the Sweet 16. I got him in the Sweet 16 too.
Because they're going to walk you down.
I just think like you live by the 3, you die by the 3.
So that is how you probably can beat some of these teams that take a ton of threes. Is that the shot clock being at 30 still means you can waste time. I wonder if that would be interesting if the NBA did that. If you raise the shot clock up in that way, that's how you get a different style of ball. Is some teams may be like, you know what, let's waste a little more time. Let's waste a little bit more time.
Maybe.
Because that's how you do it is you say, well, we're going to make the game, we're going to shrink the game by using clock. That's how we combat you taking a ton of threes. Because if you're having an off night, well, okay, now you're not going to get the ball back for another 30 seconds. Like we're gonna use the entire clock.
The chat's saying that your facts are not that fun. Can you give us an actual fun fact?
That was a fun fact.
I said it wasn't that fun.
I have some fun facts. It even says fun facts on my little page right here.
Is it about my boy Amir Khan? If it ain't about Amir Khan, I don't want to talk.
No,
shout out my dog.
We
man.
were doing trivia in the first segment. Like yesterday, I did mascot trivia with everybody, and then today we're doing geography trivia. Which Mount St. Mary's plays Duke today. They're located in Emmitsburg, Maryland, for anyone that wants to know. But I'll hit you with one real quick. Why don't you let me know? Well, first off,
there's a guy from Xavier who needs to get a job.
Where is Robert Morris located?
Robert
Morris plays the 2-seed Alabama today.
Robert Morris is in Chicago, isn't it? No, that's Oral Roberts.
No,
I think Oral Roberts is up there.
Robert Morris is not Maryland, is it?
It's in South Carolina.
No, it's near Maryland. It's near Maryland. It's in
Virginia.
That's always a good guess. It's
in Virginia.
Starting in Virginia. It's not in Virginia.
It's in
either.
Delaware.
No, it's around there.
It's around that.
It's in West Virginia.
No, big state. It's a big state. It's a really big state.
Pennsylvania.
It is in Pennsylvania, but you're never going to get the city.
I knew that.
I don't get the city.
It's in Morris, Pennsylvania.
No, we're
located in Morris, Pennsylvania.
We're located in Moontown, Pennsylvania.
I knew that. That was my next guess.
Sounds like a place where I don't need to be. Moonstown.
Here's a fun fact. Here's a get a job fact. Dev. You love get a job.
I love get a
you
job.
Love get a job facts.
Get a job.
Zach Fremantle from Xavier played his first game for Xavier in 2019, and then he played in his first NCAA tournament win the other day. So,
wait, his first game was in 2019?
Yeah. It's the longest gap for any player this century between his first game played for a team and his first NCAA tournament win with that team.
Okay.
Get a job.
Get a job.
LinkedIn.
Yeah,
get
LinkedIn,
a job.
Get a job.
Get a job.
A very popular upset pick today is the number 13 seed. This is another fun fact for you guys. Is the number 13 seed Grand Canyon over Maryland? A lot of people like that one.
I have the spread.
Where is Grand Canyon?
Oh, Phoenix.
It's in Phoenix.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, come on
just
now.
making sure you didn't think it was in the Grand Canyon.
It's called
Bennett,
Grand Canyon.
Hey, this is for you, Bennett. Little fact. Little fact.
Okay, that was a bad one. That was a bad one.
This is the only thing. I'm dead serious. That game you mentioned there is the only thing that makes me kind of upset that Gary we're letting Gary Parrish sleep right now because Gary didn't go to bed till like 5, 6 in the morning because he's up on TV all night and then doing podcasts.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask him about Maryland. You've got to ask him about what's going on at Maryland. Dude, their coach, Willard, just freaking apparently has been in a war with the AD over a contract.
Yep.
Then he finally got the contract, but he said no to the contract. And then Willard leaked in his press conference just so the AD cannot do a complete flip and do a U-turn on his choice, said he's going to SMU. Said the AD's going to SMU. This is like all in the NCAA tournament press conference.
That's a little dramatic. That's
what the hell's going on in Maryland?
That's like the opposite of what's going on at McNeese State. Like transparency at McNeese State.
Right, transparency at McNeese State. Like, what the hell is going on at Maryland?
Yeah, it sounds like they're not focused. It's why I have Memphis beating them to advance to the Sweet 16.
I have Memphis beating Grand Canyon to advance to the Sweet 16.
Me too, Roser, because guess what? We are antelopes. Do you know the mascot?
The Grand Canyon is the...
You just said antelopes.
Yeah, they're the antelopes.
You just said it. Yeah, because Maryland, they call themselves the Crab Five. Well, I think they're going to play like they have crabs. So
I like that, the Crab Five. Maryland crabs.
Hooping like you have crabs is crazy.
Yeah, that's how they're going to play.
How do you hoop like you have crabs? How does that work?
You're just going to be itching.
Itching for ale.
They play like they have crabs. All right. Also, last night, any other game we missed? BYU beat VCU pretty handily, and I know some people had VCU, but BYU looked pretty good. Michigan got up big on UC San Diego. UC San Diego comes all the way back, man. They got some white dudes who can hoop. That little McGee dude.
They did, yeah.
Man, that little dude can hoop, dude. Dev, he will hit you with the He's like, that man, my man's like, between the legs, step back. 3.
BYU keep a couple dudes that can hoop, bro.
No, this is UC San Diego.
Oh no, wait. Okay, let's talk about them then. Because old buddy, that took that last shot.
Yeah.
That was not the that was a oh no.
Yeah, he did have a little oh no. He had some oh no to it.
I don't have a go-to move.
Well, and he kind of lost the ball a little bit.
Look,
like
if your coach is gonna let you have that one shining moment, bro, because you were looking for that one shining moment.
One shining moment
to do the Carlton. You know the Carlton when you shoot the ball in there.
Oh yeah.
my guy did the Carlton, bro, and then he did after he missed, he was like, oh no, like bro, that was not a good shot.
No.
Like you would think, because you had a timeout if you see San Diego.
Yeah.
Of course, you let your players play whatever, let it figure it out. But when you see him struggling and can't get around him, can't make a move, timeout. Let's run something. Let's run something. But I love the way they play basketball, though.
Yeah.
They were down the whole game. They didn't quit. They fought. Michigan, Roser, we talk about lemon booty alert. We might have to add that to the list of the mega show. Teams that got the lemon booty. Lemon booty teams. Lemon booty teams.
McNeese State got lemon booty a little bit.
Yeah, they did.
Michigan, lemon booty warning.
Lemon booty.
Lemon
not a
booty
BBL,
warning.
not quite a BBL lemon booty, but they got the lemon booty for sure.
Who
else got the lemon booty down the stretch?
Texas Tech did not.
They did not get lemon
because
booty.
UNC Wilmington came back on them, and then Texas Tech pulled away deep. They didn't get lemon booty.
Who got lemon booty? Who else got lemon booty down the stretch? I feel like High Point was making a run, and then they realized the lights were a little bit too bright. Small little lemon booty.
I think that was it.
Little petite lemon booty, not quite a BBL.
Yeah, I think High Point just didn't have the. I don't think High Point had the dudes. To win that game. I think they just didn't have the dudes. We were texting about that. It's like, dude, they had to play perfect. They had to play like almost perfect to have a chance against Purdue. Because Purdue, man, they will run their stuff.
They do.
Purdue
and they got a dude that can hit shots too. Like,
they do. They got a guard. The Braden Smith kid can play.
Yeah. By the way, we have another fun fact, Rosa. You ready for a fun fact?
Hang on.
Ready for a fun fact? Play the fun fact music. Fun fact. In my big hat, you feel me? Bennett Doyle. BBB, we know him as Big Bet Bennett.
Yep.
You know him as Mr. Fun Fact. You know him as AKA Mr. January 6th, AKA Mr. F-150, Mr. AKA
Motorhead.
all that stuff. He is currently last in our office tournament bracket pool.
Minor setback for a major comeback.
He's last.
The bracket stymied Bennett. Dude, I hit like 49% of mine yesterday, too. I was bad.
But you're not last, bro.
My
not
Final
last.
Four still intact. I got some good Sweet 16 like potential upsets.
Mine's a lot of chalk. So like the deeper the tournament goes, it's chalk. So as long as like the best seed chalk doesn't lose, like I'm good.
Chalk man.
Like I'm Gucci. Like
I'm feeling pretty good. Can you play that sounder again?
Oh no.
You got a fun fact?
Where is Troy located?
Oh, Alabama.
Troy, Alabama. That's right.
DeMarcus Ware.
Little dirty South for you.
DeMarcus Ware and OCU Manura.
These are terrible fun facts.
Fun fact, I've driven right past that university many times. That's like one of the drives. Which way? Where are you going? Is that towards that's not going toward the beach. That's going maybe the other way.
I've never thought about driving towards Troy.
Yeah, I've never said let's go towards
Not a
Troy.
fun fact, dude. Find OCU Manura went there. Don't stay away from that Google search. Let's see. Y'all have no idea what I'm talking about. Any other games from yesterday? Tennessee, they did whatever they do against
Tennessee
Wofford.
handled business,
Yeah,
whatever.
they won by 15, whatever. Auburn, they didn't look great either, but they handled business. Houston did what Houston wanted. If Houston wanted to hold Edwardsville to like 20 points, they could have done it.
Hang on a second. Now I know what's going on here because I was like, how am I dead last in the bracket challenge? All right, let me be crystal clear. I did 2 brackets. One bracket is my bracket, the official one that apparently is just being glossed over. The other one is my son's bracket, and he picked nothing but mascots. So of course that one's going to be in dead
we're
last.
blaming the kid?
Read the real bracket.
Don't
Read
blame
the
the
real
child.
bracket.
Stop blaming the child.
Don't blame the child.
You can't blame the child for your terrible picks, Bennett.
That is.
I can't create his own account, so he just had to be in my account. That needs to be labeled properly. The one that has St. John's winning the whole thing, that is his bracket. My bracket has Houston winning the whole thing, and that bracket looks pretty damn good right now. That's why I was questioning why I was in last place according to
I might be in
admin.
last place. I could be in last place. That wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I probably am too. But yeah, other than that, bro, you know, yesterday was a decent day of games. Like I said, McNeese State.
16th. I'm Gucci.
I'm
mid.
or something.
I'm mid right now. I'm very mid.
You're the Chicago Bulls of bracket making.
Well, I'm looking at the work one. I'm not looking at the CV chat one. I don't know where I am in the CV chat.
Let me see where I am in the work joint. I'm pretty bad. Oh no.
Let me see where I am.
I'm 44 in the CV chat, and I'm 20th in our work one.
I'm 16th in work. I'm 30th in the CV chat.
Wait, we got 26 people on our work one. I'm 20th. Oh no, this is not good.
Wait, where do you see the?
Not a good start for me, guys.
It's all right. It's mid. We're mid. We're mid.
We're mid, bro. We're having fun with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
we're not Grizzlies on the West Coast, but we're mid.
Stop doing that.
I'm sorry. We've got to laugh somehow. Okay.
Because tonight, Roser, this is why I have this big hat on. This is why I put this. That's why I turn this damn hat around.
By the way, did you see?
Tonight the Grizzlies are gonna get a freaking dub on the West Coast.
All right. So let's run through some of these. Chris should be in here shortly. I'm counting on him to just text me whenever he's ready, and we'll take a break. But
I'm in third place,
right
by the
now.
way. Just FYI.
Oh, GOAT!
The real bracket is in third place. My bracket, not my son's bracket.
You're calling your son an idiot.
Yeah, stop calling.
Yeah, calling your son an idiot is crazy.
Yeah, come on, BB.
Yeah.
Have some dignity.
I've been around Noah. That's a smart kid.
Yeah, smart kid.
He's
Listen,
goated.
He still watches America's Funniest Home Videos
every day.
He's goated.
Yeah, his Final Four doesn't look bad. Iowa State,
like
St.
that.
John's, Duke, and Tennessee. That ain't terrible.
No, not at all.
We need more kids to watch America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
It's a lost pastime.
It definitely is. Who hosts it now? Carlton?
It's Carlton, yeah.
Yeah, Carlton does it.
Yeah.
It's he's one of those guys. That's how you know Alfonso Ribeiro. Like, he's Carlton. Sean William Scott is Stifler. Like, when you see Sean William Scott, it's Stifler, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
he's
right.
Stifler.
Alfonso Ribeiro, I believe is his name.
Yeah, Ribeiro.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Alfonso Ribeiro. Yeah, he's Carlton. He's always going to be Carlton. Just like Stifler's always going to be Stifler. Screech was always Screech. Rest in peace. Dustin Diamond. Yeah. All right, some games today.
Okay.
We talked Tigers. Colorado State still favored. Massive disrespect for Memphis. I was hoping UC San Diego was going to beat Michigan last night, because then we would have had 2 12s with McNeese beating Clemson. That would have been 2 12s over 5s. And just the odds tell you you're not getting those. Like, there's always like 1 12 that beats a 5 and maybe 2, but you rarely ever get 3. It has happened before. It has, but it's not a lot. So I was like, I thought that would have been better odds for Memphis if UC San Diego pulled it off. Then we would have had 2 12s over 5s. The likelihood that you get 3 or 4 of those, not great. So that would have boded well for the Tigers. But UC San Diego couldn't beat Michigan. Baylor, Mississippi State. I don't really have an opinion on Baylor. I've seen Mississippi State, and sometimes they look awesome against Memphis, and they look awesome when they play Ole Miss. And then every time else, I'm like, whatever.
That's another one of those games that I'm just going to go with the coach and go with Scott Drew, like a guy that's been there.
Won the
bunch.
national championship.
Yeah, he's been there, done that.
Over Chris Jans and the Bulldogs.
When it's so close like that, I'm just going with the coach.
But the thing is, I think I'm just blurred by I saw them in person, bro. I saw Mississippi State.
Yeah, you saw it. So
I saw their athletes in person, bro. I respect
BTA.
I saw those athletes in person, and I like the kid at the Abercrombie kid at Baylor.
Yeah,
he's a pro. He can hoop. But them athletes in Mississippi State, bro, I'm gonna give them the nod.
All right.
But I will say this: Mississippi State wins, but I think by the end of the day, if you have who are we talking about by the end of the day? People will be talking about that VJ Edgecombe kid. Edgecombe kid.
Edgecombe. Yeah.
Because he is a legitimate NBA player. So he's going to be talked about, but I think Mississippi State wins the game.
Mississippi State wins the game. All right. Robert Morris, Bob Morris in Alabama. I mean, the spread's 21.5. Like, Alabama.
If they hit 23s, you might get beat by 85.
Right. Who knows with Grant Nelson? Like, they don't need Grant Nelson to play this game to be able to beat Robert Morris. But Alabama is one of those, like, Robert Morris could hang around. Like, if Alabama does not hit threes, like, Robert Morris can hang around. They absolutely could cover that number, like if Alabama doesn't hit a ton of threes. Eventually, Alabama's athleticism will win the game. Lipscomb and Iowa State, another Tennessee school. What is Lipscomb's mascot? What are they?
They are they're the Bison.
They should be the Lions.
They are the Bison, yes. And Robert Morris are
I'm the mascot King Bennett.
Or the Colonels.
I'm the mascot King Bennett. You not know this?
Are you? I got them all right here.
I'm not doing this right now. But continue with their game right
You
now.
have all the mascots?
Yeah, I got them all.
Who's the guy for Iowa State? Keyshawn Gilbert.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Cy the Cardinal.
No, Iowa State is playing Lipscomb, and I think it's Keyshawn Gilbert. He's their second leading scorer, I believe, and he's out for the season. Yeah, he's out for the season, Keyshawn Gilbert. Yeah, he shoots 48 from the field, 33 from 3, 73 from the free throw line, averages 13.5 a game. He's out for the tournament. I mean, I don't know anything about Lipscomb, so I don't know if that's going to matter for this game, but just saying it could going forward because they would play – who's the 6 in that region?
By the way, where is Lipscomb?
It's in Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Where in Tennessee?
Like right outside Nashville?
That's right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, man. Don't question.
It was just another fun fact.
Don't come at me.
It's just another fun fact.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Don't come at me about my state, bruh. Iowa State would play into Ole Miss, North Carolina. So.
What up?
Oh! All right, Chris is here. We were going to take a break.
What up?
We were going to take a break, but
Let's
it's okay.
go.
He's up in the house.
Let's go. He got his on today.
Who you got?
Well, come on now.
He's
Who
that
we
guy's.
working with? This is the guy that passed away.
The Iranian.
23. Remember him?
No.
What?
I'm PJ Haggerty, dude.
Yeah.
Who passed away?
This is Malcolm Dandridge. I'm gonna say Malcolm Dandridge. This is his jersey. Look, hey, look over there. Look over there to the left.
God.
Look at what he's not wearing.
That man said he's wearing tiger gray.
It's tiger gray.
You know what? I'm getting my penny sweatshirt, giving it to you, and you better put it on by the time we get back on the air.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, if you're going to take
Let's
a break,
go.
I'm going to get my penny sweatshirt, and Roser's putting that on. This is disgraceful. Where is your blue?
See, I told him.
Where is your blue?
It's really,
We
really
bleed blue.
disgraceful,
I was
bro.
just saying, I have
come
like
on.
one Memphis hoodie, and that's all I have.
Well, where is it?
Where is it?
It's the apartment downtown.
You could have.
I live with my girlfriend now, so I lost. What? All you got is your John Reb gear?
I don't have any Rebels gear. None of that either.
Today's the day.
Today's the day.
Today's the day. I
Let's
just
go.
told
We are so
Jacoby as we were
back.
getting done recording. He's like, he said, I'm betting on Memphis just for you. And I said, well, I promise you won't lose as much as me. Because we are getting irresponsible.
Let's get
Let's get irresponsible. Take a break. We'll be right back.
Oh God.
Anticipate each challenge. Make a quick response. Capitalize on every opportunity. And win. Greatness won't wait. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy.
Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Morant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Debo traded from San Francisco to the Commanders for a 5th-round pick. There's no other sport where you would get a player of his ilk for a 5th-round pick.
Over under total yards for Debo. If they set it at 1,000, you think he hits that over?
Total yards?
Total yards from scrimmage. Total yards.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
We had big classic news from the Southern Heritage Classic last week when it was announced Arkansas Pine Bluff and Alcorn State will be the 2 classic participants.
Being a part of the classic is a big deal. It's 3rd year for UAPB and the 1st year for Alcorn. So
I'm just glad we were able to get it done.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
The College Hoops Mega Show as we got the Memphis Tigers playing today.
Mega Show music.
I have given Roser a wardrobe update because we are not going to stand for him just wearing funeral clothes during today's show.
Oh, nice.
He is now. I got that sweatshirt yesterday at the Tiger Bookstore. Shout out to them. I went over there and got some Tiger stuff yesterday. They got all kinds of cool stuff. That shirt that they're going to be wearing in warm-ups, Devin's wearing it now, that says "Nothing Easy." Yeah. And so
let's go.
They got a bunch of stuff. Anyways, the game is at 1 o'clock today. What all did you guys cover from yesterday's game?
Everything. We went through every game.
Okay, you went through every. So here's what I'll say.
Any ones that the ones we mostly watched.
Okay, obviously an amazing day. We were all on our group text yesterday. An amazing day for guys that are willing to step out and make bold predictions. You saw Devin do it yesterday with McNeese, rewarded. You saw me do it yesterday with Drake, rewarded. And then there was one of us on this show that got dubbed John Chalk. And John Chalk, unwilling to take any double-digit seed. In fact, unwilling to take any seed after a 6 seed.
This is not true.
To move on in the NCAA tournament. There was... on a bold level of 0 to 100, he's a 0. He's a 0 on the boldness.
This is not true.
Boldness scale.
I had Drake.
0. Huh?
I had Drake.
No. D2 Drake came through yesterday. Awesome against Missouri. And now they're got to go take care of business against Texas Tech. We had talked about Drake last week as my buddy Dan Wetzel had written that article. So we had a rooting interest in Drake and them, just the story. I mean, it really is like a movie. And then yesterday, the McNeese one was super fascinating to watch simply because, as Devin said, or as we were talking about it yesterday, one of the things that Devin said was like, the only worry is like, hey, everybody already knows Will Wade's going to go be the coach at NC State. And I had that game, I had the pregame on during that, and Barkley was mad about it. Mm-hmm. And then they didn't know, like, how's this going to affect anything, right? Like, you're just telling all these kids know that your coach is gone. And so it's either going to go like we rally together and we don't care, or maybe some of them are going to be going to NC State
for
with them,
sure. They all know they're getting the bag.
Yeah. Who knows? Like, did we all just make it, right? And then obviously, look, they made the biggest deal out of Aura Khan, their student manager who has the only NIL deal in the country.
Bro, he got the most big back NIL deal. He got Buffalo Wild Wings.
Amazing.
He got, what is the other one? He got Fortnite. He got all the big back foods. And then he got the best one out of all of them, I think, is having the cheerleaders wear the socks.
Oh.
That's the biggest W out of all the NIL deals. Having the cheerleaders wear your face on the feet. Ooh.
Yep. Okay, is there anybody, so I know you guys say you covered all the games. Is there anybody that played yesterday? We'll just go one by one. Is there anybody that played yesterday that changed your opinion greatly based upon one outcome? And this is always the trap of the tournament, right? We watch one game and then we change our opinion greatly based upon, this is one of the things that Alan Boston has tried to express to us over the years. You can't waver greatly because of one outcome. And he actually talked about how he lost like crazy betting against Maryland, against Michigan, and he was on the wrong side. He said, but then it came back around, and I got it back in blood during the Big Ten tournament when Michigan beat Maryland, right? Like, he stuck to his thoughts on Maryland. Us, being casual observers to many of these teams, of course we're going to change our opinion, right? But like there are certainly reasons when you watch some of them to go, okay, like that's not what I thought that was.
I think there are 3 that we talked about that we thought, do these teams need to watch out tomorrow, or will they be fine? And what happened was just we're overreacting. Was Auburn, Houston, and Tennessee. Like,
Creighton's on my list.
They need to
Creighton's
watch
on
out
my
for
list,
Creighton,
bro.
Gonzaga, and UCLA.
I was like, hold on. Creighton shouldn't have pilled off the ball, first of all. They got big dudes on their team. And they play
the Kalkbrenner guy is such an advantage in college.
And they got another guy who's 6'10", too.
Yeah,
like, they've got big guys.
Did you hear them say yesterday? Now, this is crazy. They said he's never fouled out.
Ever?
No.
That's insane for a big. That's insane.
I was like,
yeah.
what do you mean he's never
That's
fouled out?
crazy
He's
for a
terrible on
big.
He's
defense.
7'2".
He's terrible on defense, or he's a
Dude, he's won Defensive Player of the Year every single year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He ain't terrible.
Auburn's got to be careful with them. Like they,
I know.
Yeah,
And Auburn was, I mean, again,
and Auburn didn't look like.
No, they were in a game in the first half.
Yeah,
they still Auburn.
they got up big, then they relaxed, and then they end up winning by 20.
How
like,
old did Broom look yesterday?
Yeah.
What Pierre? What's
Bro,
that
he
dude?
looks 35.
What's the dude that used to play for Kansas?
Perry Ellis.
Perry
Yeah.
Ellis. He real Perry Ellis.
Yeah.
Got the
I
ball.
was like, this dude, I was like, can you imagine? Like, we have an awareness because we watch college basketball through the year. I was like thinking to myself, like, there's all manner of people all over the country. This is the only college basketball they watch all year.
Yeah.
And imagine tuning in and be like, what the hell? This guy's like 35.
So we said
You know what I mean? I can't imagine how many people are watching it for the first time being like, this is crazy.
So we said that about I read there's a dude from Xavier. They're like Linderman. They're big man. He played his first game for Xavier in 2019.
Look at that. That, my friends.
What is that?
That's the shot quality breakdown.
No,
hey,
Jalen.
hey, no, look there at the bottom.
Jalen.
Look who gave him a quote. Look who gave him a quote.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Nobody can read that little ass font.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm about to tell you what it says.
Size 5
Yeah,
font.
you need to like zoom, like 3,000% zoom.
Maybe your eyes are bad.
I've got 4 of them.
This is what the expert Chris Vernon wrote. The expert Chris Vernon wrote.
He gave his own quote to shot quality.
They asked me. They reached out, shot quality, before the bracket came out. They said, hey, would you be willing to write an excerpt on a team? You can choose Memphis if you want to. I said, if I write an excerpt, it will be about Memphis. And I will send it to you after they get their draw.
Yeah.
And they said, good. Okay. This is what it says from expert Chris Vernon. Everyone will want to find the 12 seeds to pick in the tournament. And in this one, Colorado State is actually favored. Memphis has 2 of the best players in the country in PJ Haggerty and Dane Danger. As a duo, they just averaged 50 points per game combined in the AAC tournament. And between that duo and the athletic advantage that Memphis will bring to the table, I'd advise you to find a different 12 seed to pick. Wrong team favored.
I love wrong team
Wrong
favorite.
team favorite. That's a bar.
Period.
Wrong team favorite's a bar.
And by the way, there's already been the 12s. We've already seen it.
We've had it, yep.
We've had it. We've had it. And Oregon's in a world of crap tonight, maybe against Liberty.
So that's what
San Diego put the fear of God into Michigan yesterday, and McNeese already won.
Yep.
Find another 12.
We're good.
Find another 12.
Find another 12.
It ain't in Seattle.
It ain't in Seattle.
Nobody cares.
He don't wear a Memphis jersey.
Neat Clifford.
By the way,
Yeah. Turnover king. Turnover king.
We got 2 of the best players in the country.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Look at me in my face. I ain't got no words.
Dane Danger was drinking C4 this morning.
Yeah.
He was.
Nick Clifford's an industry plant. No one has mentioned him since
Exactly.
before the past 2
All
days.
right, team that you. All right, so Roser says Creighton is the team that changed his mind. What?
I don't know. I think there's. I would say.
Oh, Johnny Finchrider.
No.
Johnny Waver.
Oh, you wavering?
No,
I say not change their mind. I think
there's-
they're better than what I thought.
That's called changing your mind.
That's not changing my mind. They're better than I thought.
I think
thought they were
there's-
gonna lose. They lose.
That's called changing. That's literally
I still
a
think
perfect example of changing your mind.
I still think they're going to lose to Auburn. That's what I'm saying. They're still going to lose to Auburn by probably a hefty amount.
Here's what I'm trying to figure out.
But I still think they're better than what I thought. I thought they're a bunch of little white boys that set screens and shoot threes. Respectfully.
That's not respectful.
That's why I put respectfully at the end. That's why I put it at the end.
I want to say Gonzaga, but I could be like Houston may just punk them. Like, remember how Baylor did the national title game? Like, Houston may just beat the crap out of them.
Houston flies around.
Yeah.
I go UCLA.
UCLA is the one
Allen,
because
I will
Rick
say this.
Barnes,
Allen had that pegged.
Gonzaga thumping Georgia.
He did.
Hey, he also gave us Wofford first half against Tennessee. They covered the game too. Yeah, Wofford hit. Yeah, Wofford first half hit.
It's Rick Barnes.
It's Rick Barnes in the tournament and Mick Cronin's team, UCLA. Like, does Utah State just suck?
Bro,
that whole league sucks. That's why they're going to lose
the
today.
Mountain West.
No, the thing with Mick Cronin, like if you look at what we've seen the quotes where he complained about the travel and it being in the Big Ten now, right? You look at their losses this year; it's all early East Coast games where they had to travel across country. Now they're there. They've been,
You like UCLA?
I like UCLA. I like Cronin.
Danger game, he said.
I think it's a danger. I think it is too. I think Tennessee could be,
But wait, Rick Barnes' tournament record.
I know,
it's so great, right?
It's so amazing. By the way, dude, do you know what time that game is? Dude, it's like 9:40 in Lexington, Saturday night.
Well, then they'll have a good crowd for Tennessee.
They'll be drunk.
Yeah, but they got plenty of time to get there.
Do they serve beer at tournament games?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they do that now. Yeah.
What?
Didn't
We're not on campus. They're at arenas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They're at
Well,
arenas.
no, Rupp Arena's on campus, isn't it? It's in Rupp Arena. Isn't that on campus?
Yeah.
I guess it is.
Yeah. But you can do that
Everybody
now. They do
serves.
it now. Yeah.
Everybody serves everything.
Yeah.
You got to make money.
Yeah, they'll be drunk.
Which is crazy because, by the way, one of the things we didn't mention real quick before we get back to the college stuff, two things I do want to mention, one of which is that Celtics sale that we talked about yesterday for $6.1 billion. Obviously, I talked about it a lot with Jacoby on the mismatch, but like, I did not realize. So, like when that guy bought the Phoenix Suns, Matt Ishbia, he got the arena and he got a WNBA team, right?
Yeah.
From what I gather on this thing, this guy literally only got the Celtics.
Yeah, he only got the
He didn't
team.
get the arena.
Nope.
He didn't get nothing else. He only got the WNBA. I'm like, man, that is a crazy number. And obviously it means that, like, expansion is coming sooner than later, right? Because of that number just got gargantuanly high. The other thing I did want to mention before we get back into the tournament is, did you guys mention the Grizzlies-Clippers thing tonight at all?
No, I said
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it, though.
Okay, well, even without John Morant, you're looking forward to it?
Look, bro, we
John's
got
still out.
You got to get over the hump at some point.
No
bro.
Brandon?
No Brandon.
No BC either. You got to get over the point. You got to get over the hump at some point, bro. You got to beat the LA team at some point.
They've
got to
got
get
all
your
their
mojo.
guys.
Yeah, I know. You got to get your mojo back. And that
gotta
Clippers
do it.
team has been unbelievable this week.
Yeah.
So it's not the best time to face them. It's weird because even you go back to that Cleveland game where the Clippers beat them by double digits. Ty Lue has had this super bad back thing, and he wasn't even able to coach. It's very reminiscent of the old Steve Kerr deal, right? And he wasn't able to coach. And then Van Gundy was away with a family emergency of some sort. So he wasn't there either. So it was like Brian Shaw was running the team the other night when they were able to win that game. So we'll have to keep a lookout to see who's on the sidelines tonight for them. But they got some scary stuff going on. And then I will say this, because somebody, one of the things I did want to mention on the show is, and this is the peril of us doing the show every day and us talking about literally everything that goes on in every single game. We started getting tagged last night about this Edy thing.
Well, you were being asked to address it.
Keep going. Keep going.
Where I said
Keep going.
Edy is unplayable if your coach has a brain.
It's funny to say.
Okay, it is funny to say, but let me be clear on this, and I've tried to be clear the entire time. That is not meant as I guess there's this Edy hive that exists out there, which is bizarre to me anyway, but whatever, right? And of course, you're always just going to say the coach uses you wrong and this is whatever. It is not a personal attack on Zach Edy when I say that, and though it is taken that way by people. Here's the deal. When you play drop coverage, ball knowers, for all you ball knowers, when you play drop coverage, you better have somebody that can stay in front of somebody on the perimeter, right? And even then, it can be a huge problem for you. I.e., when Rudy Gobert is playing for the Utah Jazz, and they don't have anybody that can stay in front of everybody, and so they just try to filter everything to him, and so he just swats, and he wins these cockamamie Defensive Players of the Year because they just filter everything to him, and he swat. Or when Brook Lopez got a bunch of love for being swat, because he's standing there and he's just like, Edy is not that level of a defensive player. So when you take not that level of a defensive player where you can just filter stuff to him, and then you don't have guys that can stay in front of people. So it's not just about Zach, it's about the way he fits within what you do. If you can't move, if you can't just switch, and I've got to play drop, now we're either they're going small and they're giving up an open three, or what's happening more often than not, and this is the challenge of the, right? Does anybody talk about, and guess what happened now with the Bucks? Does anybody talk about Brook Lopez's defense anymore? No, because Drew Holiday ain't there anymore, and Chris Middleton ain't there anymore. And, these guys that they had that were swarming around. Does anybody? When's the last time you heard people talking about, Rudy Gobert? Because things have altered as time goes on. So if you only have two choices. We're either playing him in a drop, which we almost always do, right? So he's got to switch onto a little guy, and the little guy can just drive right by him, right? Or you can play drop, and he's got to be the guy that covers the paint. He's got to be the guy that covers the rim. Bro, you can't have Luke Kennard and Desmond Bane and whoever as your wing, like, that are getting driven past. Like, and again, you're filtering them to somebody who's not Ben Wallace. He's not Rudy Gobert. He's not that guy. So it puts you in a very precarious situation. So when I say he's unplayable, it's not a personal affront to him. It's that given the status of, you better have amazing perimeter defenders if you're going to play drop.
Yeah.
You got to, and we don't. You can't have Jalen Wells and Luke Kennard and Desmond Bane be the three and then play drop. So again, you're making a choice there. Well, we don't have any other choices to make on the perimeter. So when I say Zach Edy's unplayable in those situations, it's because every time we play against a good team, watch it. Yeah. Every time. They put him in every single action. Donovan Clingan set a high screen every single time. The Cavs, every single time. The Clippers tonight, every single time. They're going to do it until you have to make a decision here, right? And so that's not his fault, but like that is what a drop coverage center is.
Yeah.
And so in the absence of having, we don't have Jaden McDaniels, and we don't have Anthony Edwards, and we don't have these guys that can fly around and switch everything and all
Even
that.
though we do switch everything, which that's the part that makes me mad.
Right.
Like, we switch everything in situations that don't need to be switched. That's the part I'm like, yo, what are we doing?
Right. And so it's not, I don't want it to come off as, that gets extracted like I'm attacking him or saying he stinks. It's not about, it's about the whole situation. And in the end, when you've got deficient perimeter defenders, which we obviously do, that's why we're giving up 70 to everybody, right? Well, then on Edy's front, you're putting a tremendous amount of pressure on a rookie who expected to play drop coverage but has no perimeter defenders in front of him. Like, it's not all on him. So I regret that it got taken that way, right? It wasn't meant. I know you guys are laughing. We're all laughing about it because when I say if your coach has a brain, but I don't want that to come off like, hey, man, it's all on him, because it's not. It's not all on him. Yeah, it's just the situation it is. You can't play drop coverage if you've got a bunch of crappy perimeter defenders.
And we talked about last night, bro. You could tell he's still getting adjusted to the speed of the NBA game. He's doing it in real time. And I think that's the part that, it gets lost in everything. It's like, bro, the dude was the focal point of everything last year. Now he's asked to yo, you got to move on this pick and roll. You got to switch on that. You got to switch. It's a lot of stuff going in and out.
And plus, we ain't got Tony Allen, Tayshaun Prince, and Mike Conley flying around on the perimeter.
Yeah, you got to get adjusted to it.
We have Luke Kennard, Jalen Wells, and Desmond Bane.
Yeah, get adjusted.
again.
Yeah.
Who then we're putting a tremendous amount of pressure. We're just giving up we're either switching and he's got to guard a little guy or a wide open three. And it's like, bro, there's not a place for that. Clearly, they scored 8 straight times in the Cavs game. We can't switch it. We don't have, and none of our guys squirm through screens.
Yeah.
So we have to switch, and it's like, so I don't want that gets extracted. Like, hey, here's somebody that said something about a guy that I don't think is good either. But that's not. We talk about all of these games, and Lord knows when we talk about this. The reason we're talking about it, we talk about it so in depth, is because we live and die with this stuff, and we want them to win.
Man, you ain't kidding.
Right? We want them to win. And anybody that knows anything about basketball can watch and see, okay, they're killing us with this.
Yeah.
They're killing us.
Yeah.
I'd love to have Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, and whoever flying around on the perimeter, right? But look, they wear Gobert out. Any of the drop guys, Gobert, Lopez, the big lugs, there is a type of guy you've got to have to be able to pull that off. Yeah. That's why I say we don't have that, so we got to have somebody else that can fly around. We do. We have to have another guy that can fly around. That's why Clark's been so effective.
Yep. Because he can switch.
Because he
can switch. When on those pick and rolls come, he can drop and hit the lobs.
Because these old school guys and these good teams will wear you out. They're just going to every time, and over again. Every play. They'll do it until you make a choice.
Yeah. Especially in the playoff series.
So that's not on him. That, you know what I'm saying? I don't want that to come off and so I didn't even want to mess with it on Twitter. I was like, this is goofy. I know you like it, Zach Edy, and this is not about Zach Edy. This is about watching the if you watch the team, I'm not watching for one player.
No, we watch
I'm watching the whole thing.
Game. I think that's the difference.
How does the group? I don't care about his personal success. I want him to do well, but I'm not aligned with him being good or bad. The best thing that could ever happen is for Zach Edy to be awesome. There's nothing in the world I would love more than him being awesome.
Yeah.
But right now, given what we have, we'll watch tonight. Watch tonight.
He's playing Zubac tonight.
Because it's going to happen again tonight.
Harden and Zubac. A lot of pick and rolls.
Over and over and over and over and over.
So this is I think he's, like we talked about last night in our group chat, bro. You just got to get adjusted. You could tell he's
a rookie.
He's a rookie, bro. And the rookies go through this stuff. Rookie big men go through this stuff. And eventually...
we've got to get good perimeter defenders.
We have to get because
it can't be on him.
Because he's not getting faster. That's not going to happen.
But he's also... We got to use your length to make up that space like we talked about yesterday. Use 7'5". Use that length to make up space.
The hope is that you can be more like Lopez.
Yeah.
He's never going to be Rudy Gobert. A guy that you can just filter it to and what. That's not who he is. And swatting everything. That's not who he is. But you can get away with playing, right?
For sure.
We did with Valanciunas. We did with Steven Adams. We got away with it. We did. To a level, right? He's not, I'm just saying, right now, with what we've got putting out there, these good teams just wear you out if you have them out there. They'll wear you out.
They do.
That is what it is, bro. I don't know what you're watching, but they scored 8 straight times doing it. So you can say, well, it's not his fault. All right, but we can't switch him onto these little guys. They're just going to drive right past him. And he can't drop all the way to the basket because we don't have guys that stay in front of anybody. So we got bad choices to make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our defense is falling apart. Yeah, and so hopefully, surprise us, shock the world, because this is they're not in a good state right now, and now they've really got to get their mojo back for sure. Right? Yeah, I'm going to focus on college basketball today.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the bright side about it is we get to watch college basketball all day long.
All day.
And then you got Grizzlies at 9:30.
That's right.
You can wind down your night, get some wine.
Well, plus there's some great games tonight.
Exactly.
The later games are really, really good. Go look at the schedule right now.
You got Oklahoma, UConn. You got
great. Oklahoma, UConn's a great 8-9 game.
Yep. New Mexico, Marquette is a 7-10 joint. Grand Canyon, Maryland's at 3:15.
No. I'm talking about the late game.
Liberty, Oregon's the latest game tonight.
And that's 9-10. So, by halftime, Grizzlies will be tipping off.
That's right.
Bryant, Michigan State's at 9. Xavier, Illinois at 8:45. And UConn, Oklahoma is at 8:25. Those are the late ones. Those are the late games.
I wonder who the Drake is today. It can't look. The one thing that I've held on to is it can't be Colorado State because they're favored. You know what I mean? Like they're favored in the game. So who is the one that flips it? Because all right, how about this one? The most shocking by far. Well, obviously, the most shocking would be a 1 seed, but we don't expect Mount St. Mary's to beat Duke.
Right.
We don't expect. Right. We don't.
The most
you never see that coming, or Norfolk State to beat Florida or something like that. But
my most shocking would probably be if Lipscomb beats Iowa State.
Lipscomb beating that would not.
It would shock me.
That feels like something we've seen in the past, though.
Yeah.
Iowa State is not. Honestly,
Iowa State's missing their second leading scorer. Bryant beating Michigan State.
Bryant, because we know nothing.
Earl Timberlake.
Except
They
for
got
Earl
former
Timberlake.
Tiger.
Oh, that's right.
Earl Timberlake.
Oh, we do know something.
And Memphis beat Michigan State, so I ain't exactly impressed with them.
I'll tell you
Michigan
this.
State games too.
Allen talked up Troy.
I
He did. He talked him up.
Dude, let Calipari win yesterday and let Kentucky
Dude.
lose again today.
Dude, if Calipari beat Kansas and then Mark Pope loses to Troy, I mean,
they got some dogs on that Troy team, man.
the other one is Akron. Akron. He talked them up too.
The Zips.
You know what I mean? Just as like, again, like some of the. This is the reason when we talked about this a lot, and we were saying like, bro, just stay away from that 8-9 game. I kept telling y'all like, and there's a big difference to me once you get down to the 2s and the 3s and the 4s. Like I don't know how big of a gap there is between those, right? I think there's a big gap. Like you ain't want any part of Auburn and Duke and Houston like that. You don't want any
Florida,
right?
Yeah,
but like, I didn't watch Tennessee yesterday, and like, man, I wouldn't want any part of them.
You never watched Tennessee in the NCAA tournament and think they're scary.
But I'm saying there are 2.
Yeah.
Right? There are 2. And it's not like we watched them yesterday and we're like, oh, God, we wouldn't want to. They're devastating. You wouldn't want to face them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt better about my St. John's thing after, man, when they decided that they were going to crank that thing up.
Put the pressure on.
We should have.
That other team could not score.
We should have hit the live line on that because if you watched that one from the first half, you could kind of tell it was coming. It's like
18-15.
It's like they're almost not going to be able to keep up this pace, and St. John's is going to keep pressing and pressing and pressing, and eventually it's just going to fall apart.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, even yesterday when we saw, I guess the other 3s that we saw, who did we see yesterday that was on that 3 line? Who played that was the 3 seeds? Because that was the ones we were talking about. When we were talking about Memphis possibly getting a 6.
The last game, Texas Tech, Wilmington.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
I did.
I didn't see any
Texas
of it.
Tech took 9 million threes.
They did?
They took 46 of them.
That's like McCasland or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
They had one dude took 19 threes. Yeah.
my
No,
God.
they were up big. Then Wilmington came back, and then the final, 8 minutes, Tech pulled away.
Then the other one was Wisconsin, Montana.
And we haven't we haven't seen Iowa State yet. Iowa State's one of the 3s, and then we mentioned Kentucky is one of the 3s.
The other 3.
Right? Because we were talking about if we were on the 6 line. Like, you're not terrified of having to play the 3s.
Well, and
I'm excited to see what time does Maryland play? Maryland Grand Canyon, because that's the
3:35.
Okay,
I got Grand
because that's the winner of, right?
Look up what's going on at Maryland, dude.
Yeah, Rose said there's some
their
mischievous
coach.
stuff going on.
There's some stuff going on between the coach and the AD, and the coach Kevin Willard, dude. Like at his press conference yesterday, pretty much said. I mean, he did say that the AD is going to SMU. So, apparently there's been a battle between the AD and the head coach. The coach wanting a contract. The AD apparently gave him the contract. Then the coach turned it down. And the AD apparently through back channels is going to go be the AD at SMU. But the coach doesn't like him. So in order to make sure that he does go to SMU and doesn't come back to Maryland, he pretty much just announced it to the world that the AD is going to SMU. So he couldn't even pull a U-turn if he dude, yeah. Mark Giannotto was tweeting about it.
Well, I'll tell you
crazy
this.
stuff in Maryland.
And everybody keeps saying Derek Queen. Like, he's a big draft prospect.
Yeah.
So that would be.
He averages like 21 and 11 or something.
Dude, if Memphis could pull it off,
him and Danger,
it's the perfect. I mean,
yeah,
it's perfect.
5-13,
Absolutely perfect. Because the same way that he took that Yaxel thing personally, you get to bring him to the party like it's just a matchup thing. Yeah. Now again, Allen loved Grand Canyon. So maybe Grand Canyon could put the fear of God into him tonight against Maryland.
That is my upset pick of the day.
Grand Canyon?
I got the Antelopes, bro. They got like $2 million over there.
Did you have Memphis in the Sweet 16 as well?
Yes.
We all did.
Yep.
So we're all high on it.
Yep.
We're all high on Memphis going to being able to win this game and win the next game.
Like we talk about this. Where did the Grand Canyon roster come from? We talked about that with McNeese State. Kid from Georgia, kid from DePaul, kid from Arizona State, kid from Oregon, kid from St. Mary's, kid from Louisville, kid from Arizona State. Like, they got D1 players, bro.
I mean,
they got high-level D1 players. Kid from TCU. Like, this ain't just a Grand Canyon Rudy. Like, let's go get them, guys.
Yep.
No, bro, these dudes some hoopers.
I love the
line. We have movement.
What's going on?
We have line movement.
Where are we at? It was 1.5.
It is 1.
Let's go. And it keeps moving.
And that money line has gone. Money. That money line has gone from even when it was 1.5.
That's why we got it early. That's why we got it early.
Hey, I've got 130.
I've got
plus 130.
I've got plus 120 and plus 110.
Oh, I got like
it's now when it dropped to 1.5, you could still get it plus 110 because I took it at plus 110 at 1.5.
See what I got.
It dropped to it's even money now. The money lines, which told me people are just skipping the spread and they're betting the money line.
Ken Palm.
Let's hit a little more of that money line, Tigers.
Ken Palm has the game. Let's see.
There we go. I took a little more.
I got
line,
plus
Tigers.
106, and you did good.
I have even money. I have plus 1.5.
Dude, he has it. Colorado State 74, Memphis 73.
Man, we're gonna be sweating. We're gonna be sweating.
We're gonna be sweating. I ain't worried. Hey, Lil Wayne.
Danger. The form.
Lil Wayne said it.
Don't undershoot it. Don't undershoot it.
Lil Wayne said it best, bro. Look me in my face. I ain't got no worries.
Why they got Roser all blurry?
Why is?
Wait, there's 2 different cameras going on.
Why
right
are
now.
there 2 different cameras going on here?
Who knows?
It was all a blur.
I can't
They're getting
wait.
fancy with the mega show.
Do you feel good? You're the most glass half empty guy I know about Memphis sports.
Here's why I feel good. I said this earlier, and they got mad at me for saying it again. But that game that they played this year against Temple that they won without Tyrese, Danger, Haggerty both went huge in that game. And then the role players were all awesome across the board. It's like the perfect recipe. And PJ had 7 assists in that game. Put the ball in his hands.
Andy pointed out defensive point guard we have now without Tyrese. As Deb pointed out, Neek.
Yeah.
He will turn it over. He turns. He's got turnover.
He'll turn that pill over, Verno. He has at least 4 games this year where he's turned the ball over 5+ times. Turnover machine. We call him the slot.
Neek Clifford.
Yeah, he turned that rock over, bro. Put some pressure on him.
Okoji, put the clamps on.
No, not just him. We bring in the house.
House.
Put the pressure on him.
I am so excited for this.
Oh, yeah, bro. I'm finna get lit.
It's just good to
we
be back.
need a win so bad.
Man,
I know. Grizzlies have taken us to hell for the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Win a game.
We need a win. All right, go Tigers, go. Go Tigers, go.
We need a dub.
Everybody have a wonderful and safe weekend. Thank you to Bennett Doyle. Thank you to John Roser. Thank you to Devin Walker. Thank you to Jalen back in the studio. Go Tigers. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the NCAA tournament. We'll be back on Monday. Until then, we gone.